Wait, I don't think I can hear you guys. Frick. Unfrickin' believable. Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. I don't know why my audio is screwed up here. Oh, see, now they're arguing. Look how angry they are. Unbelievable. Alright, go ahead.
Testing? Am I good? Okay. Boys, after many fucking weeks, after so much time, we are finally deliver the Classic WoW Dueling Tournament. Today, we are bringing together 16 of the greatest champions of Azeroth that got into the beta.
Just a little bit closer.
He did the same thing to me when we were getting ready.
Sup, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold. And today, we're only 45 minutes late. So we've got a lot of things to go through. We've obviously got to set up the brackets for you guys. Now, we've heard that there was some sort of a supposed bracket going around.
Yeah, that bracket doesn't exist. I think usually when you get to a tournament, at least in my experience, usually there's a bracket. But we said we're gonna do it our own way. To quote you, we said, "Fuck them, dude," and we decided to draw this incredibly expensive bounty paper, and we have our bracket right here. We're gonna draw in the bracket live.
That's right.
It's 100% not rigged. We are going to do a live drawing once we announce all of the competitors that are going to be playing today for all of the glory. And also today, if you didn't find out, there's already an announcement that the beta is going to be coming to an end. So we have a timeline.
July 12th. So this might be one of the last tournaments you guys are ever going to see for Classic WoW until the game actually comes out. And that's why we picked together 16 of the best, most well-known players and some of the most proven players for this tournament to give you guys the best dueling experience possible.
Yeah, exactly. And the rule set's going to be relatively similar to what you've seen in dueling tournaments already. Some of the faces are going to be players that you've already seen in Kip's tournament that happened, I guess it was about a month ago now, but we're also going to have some of the cross-faction action going on. And we're going to actually get to see who's the best on the entire beta. And I'm really excited to actually start drawing out the bracket and announcing some of the players that are going to be playing with us today.
And they're playing for $2,000. We weren't sure about that until the last minute. We've got the $2,000 ready for the winners, and so let's go ahead and see who's up to get it.
Also, I think this is probably a good time to take a quick shout out to our only sponsor of the entire tournament. That's going to be Early Onset Male Pattern Baldness. Thank you very much for everything that you've done for all of us here today. We couldn't be here without you, our only sponsor. And now with that, I think we're about ready to announce all of the players that are going to be competing. How do we want to do this? Should we just list them all out?
Where's the hat?
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
So here's basically what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and obviously we're a day early with this hat, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and give you guys the name. We're going to put them in the hat. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and draw them out. And then we're going to put the brackets together in that way.
You going to put on the hype music? Also, guys, just so you know, we have a very, very... Can I say sexy on your screen?
Yeah.
Got a very sexual hunk of meat that's going to be our sideline reporter, our head of production. He's a rep paladin. We figured we probably shouldn't have many of them in the tournament because we wanted the best dueling experience possible. So we decided to make them sideline reporters.
So let's go through the names.
All right.
Okay, first name is obviously one of the players that everybody knows very well, Sony Digital, a warrior that's been in the WoW scene for over 10 years, multi-rank 1 gladiator, and an all-around great player.
Speaking of hot meat, yeah, we got Sony Digital, the chiseled, the chiseled warrior.
You said it.
But seriously, I've known Sony for a long time, and you actually look at what he's done in WoW PvP. This is one of the guys who was competing in MLGs all the way back in the day. So like this guy has been competing for a very long time. Right. And when we talk about competitors as well, Absturge, this guy actually is now going to be Alliance.
Yeah, we have killed him so many times on his Shaman. He had to actually reroll factions. And so, yeah, he's actually going to be playing on his Paladin now, which is great. He's also, again, a BlizzCon competitor, multi-rank 1 player, amazing player. So we absolutely expect to see a lot of really good plays out of him, especially now that he's re-rolled to the correct faction.
Still competing as well, right? Like this is a guy that we could very easily see at BlizzCon this year. And I actually, with that, I want to pull out one of his teammates as well. Jellybean's going to be playing, and I believe he's still going to be on the Hunter. And I've heard that Hunters are just shredding. I heard that Bean's also somebody that we should be like keeping our eyes out on in this particular tournament. Now that we've moved from that 30 meta to the 40 meta.
Oh, the fact is, I mean, this is anybody's game, right? There's so many things that are open to interpretation, and how are these duels going to play out with some of these best players that have been spending hours like preparing, getting consumables and everything else in between for this. I really don't think that we can go into this expecting to see any one individual or any one class win, which is why I think it's going to be so exciting.
I mean, even look back to the last tournament that Tips actually did put together. Venruki won.
Well,
I don't think anybody really favored Mages to win. Even in that final matchup when he was playing against Snuts, it looked like Snuts probably had the upper hand as far as actual classes were concerned, but Venruki was just the best player on the day, and he was able to take down the series. So that is definitely something we expect, but when we talk about Hunters, Jellybean's always going to be one of the names in the conversation, one of the best Hunters in the world in retail as well. We're going to see what he can do in Classic. Now, Hot Form, this is someone that, if you were doing World PvP at all in the beta, this is someone you definitely played with. All right, so we're gonna have to Hot Form in there.
Absolutely.
Whoo!
There it is, dude.
Venruki, man.
It is.
Venruki, obviously the reigning champion right now, and if you were gonna pick some names, they're potential favorites to win the entire thing.
I think that if we were going to say anybody would be assumed to win, Venruki would probably be number one on most people's bets. He won last dueling tournament. He's obviously another multi-rank 1 mage, been in the community for over a decade, getting rank 1 titles the entire way through, commentating, and everything else in between. So we're going to see some amazing plays by Venruki, absolutely.
Literally one of the best commentators to ever live, and I've gotten to make the joke a lot of times while casting with him, get to call out the old down goes Venruki when other mages don't ice block. Maybe we'll get to see him not ice block today. That would make my day. But when we talk about other people that could be potential favorites, Snuts also going to be in that conversation.
Again, everything that I said about Venruki is true about Snuts. Multi-rank 1 player, 10 years plus in the game, an amazing player. Also, one thing that I really like here, I want to mention this, is that we see Venruki. Venruki is known for playing a mage. Sony is known for playing a warrior. Snuts is known for playing a warlock. Having those iconic players in those iconic classes is going to be absolutely fucking amazing.
And that's also a big thing that changed in retail. Not to talk about retail too much, but you look at retail and you look at some of these tournaments, and one of the big things that is actually missed is the idea of seeing these guys on their mains, on their primary classes, and we are going to get to see that today as we watch Esfand finagle that poll. Thank you very much, brother. I'm going to throw Snuts into the hat, and when we talk about the top 3 players in that last tournament, they were the 3 amigos. And if you've been watching World of Warcraft PvP for a long time, you think about Sea-Doo, you think about Venruki, you think about Snuts, you think about all of these BlizzCon champions and what they were able to do. They all made it to the top 3. Is it going to be the case again? Sea-Doo obviously going to be playing that shaman. We've seen him a lot tweet out different things along the lines of like, I hope I get some really big Wind Furies today. With the level 40 meta, is he going to be able to close that space? Is he going to be able to use those Frost Shocks to actually close the gap between him and some of these range classes that get really powerful at level 40? Is he going to be able to have those big Wind Furies? Is he going to be able to pull down a win and place better than he did in the Tips tournament, which is 3rd place?
I mean, he's been playing a lot of BFA, so he's used to gambling. So, I mean, hey, playing an enhancement shaman, 2-handed, there it is, dude. There it is. I think everybody saw the clip the other day where he just one-shot somebody. If he pulls something like that off, it's going to be amazing. We've talked a lot about people, obviously. Wait, we have this one. Pull it up.
The lizard, dude.
The black lizard.
There he is, man. Zico, I think that you look at him and Venruki right now and everything that they've been doing on live as well. These guys made that double mage composition work. Like, these guys have been playing together a whole bunch.
Double meatballs.
They're just big, fat pies getting thrown at people's faces. And on top of that, when you talk about the two of them, when you say that Venruki is in such a fantastic place as a mage, him and Zico are constantly playing with each other.
Absolutely.
They elevate each other. That's one of the reasons
Goku
that they're both
and
on
Vegeta.
top. Exactly.
Yep.
You need that Goku to your Vegeta to
Absolutely.
actually train up.
Well, yeah, it's like playing around with somebody else that's on an equal skill level helps both people improve a lot. It's like if you play against your 5-year-old brother in Halo 2, you're never going to get better, right?
You're going to think you're the best.
Exactly, but you won't be. And these two guys don't need to think they're the best. They are some of the best.
Naruto and Sasuke, Zico, big fan. You know, Zico, actually the person who taught me how to stream.
Really?
Like, he actually taught me how to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. We were practicing commentating for the first time, and I'll never forget. I had just gotten robbed, and the police were in my place, and he was like,
Did you live stream it?
No, I didn't know how to stream. Zico was teaching me how to stream it, but yeah, Zico was he was on Skype with me. He taught me how to do everything, and he was also emotional support. And now he has the most incredible haircut on the face of the planet.
Absolutely.
Speaking of commentators, these guys all on the AWC desk. We also have Healing Stat, a legend. He's competed on the BlizzCon main stage as well.
Has he? I didn't even know that.
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Second place.
What?
Yeah. Dude,
Okay.
the guy knows the
We
stuff.
got ourselves a champion
the
here.
guy knows his stuff.
Okay.
And Healing Stat, a lot of people, if you look back to what he did at BlizzCon, obviously he's always been a fantastic healer, and he is one of my favorite druids to watch. There's so many different things that Healing Stat is able to do, but when we look at him on his priest, he's been fantastic, and he's been grinding on Classic. Really excited to see how he can do it. At 40, what do you think of priest? Like, do you think the priests have gotten more powerful?
Well, see, here's the thing: is I play a warrior, and whenever a warrior hits an absorb shield, I don't get rage. So I have a special place in my heart for priests, and it's at the very bottom of it. I absolutely hate priests at all. Like, they're the worst, most annoying class to play against. I think everybody knows in Classic WoW, Shadow Priests are extremely dominant, very, very good, and I think that we could absolutely see something crazy happen here.
Yeah, I think that's one of the other things that's kind of been interesting so far is when stuff gets good.
Yeah.
There have been so many different metas. Like when I talk about my favorite things in the beta, I look at 30, and it was just such a cool experience because I was playing Druid as well, and it was like Druid was really good. You expected some of the Druids to be able to win the last dueling tournament because they had such high mobility. They were able to get into travel form. 40 is going to change a lot of things. We're going to see some unexpected stuff today, but when we talk about Warriors, this is going to be a great one.
So this is a name that a lot of you guys might not even know unless you've been watching a lot of beta footage. One thing that we wanted to do at this tournament was not only obviously bring in the known names, the usual suspects, but also some new contenders and some people looking to make a name for themselves. And one of those people is Naxa the Warrior. He's been dueling outside Ironforge constantly, perfecting his gameplay and just basically getting the best gear possible. I've dueled him a number of times. He's a very, very great player, and we're going to have him in here on this tournament too to see if Warriors are actually worth the shit.
Yeah. And this is one of those players you talk about. You actually said this to me the other day when we were talking about the beta. You basically said, I've made more friends in the beta than I've made all of BFA in the game. This is a friend that I've made as well.
That's one of them right there.
Yeah, good luck. Also, Bean, we were talking a little bit about, I actually saw some people in chat saying it was a bad hair angle. We want to make sure that it's coiffed. Looking good. We'll see if Bean's going to be looking that good as well in this tournament. Bean has been actually just farming rune cloth, and rune cloth bandages are banned in the tournament. So he might have enough gold to have really good enchants in all of his gear.
You never know. I mean, I'm actually really curious to see what he's going to come up with. I mean, he's one of those people that I've been seeing doing a lot of just things that are really kind of off the wall and just trying to push the beta to its absolute limits. And so I'm really, really, I'm really excited to see what he's going to be able to bring to the table today.
They don't call him the officer for nothing. Officer Bean getting thrown into the hat. Very good friend of ours. Stay safe. We talk about warlocks. When we originally were playing everything out, one of the first things that we thought about doing was an alliance only tournament because we wanted to try that. But with the beta coming to an end and all those things, we wanted to make sure that we did get some cross action play going. When we talked about doing alliance only, this was probably the name that jumped to the top.
He was number one.
Yeah.
He was just one of those people. It was just a given that we would have Stay Safe in there. He's a god warlock, an amazing leveler. He's been a classic veteran for years now. And I absolutely think that he's going to be able to play really well and show everybody what warlocks are able to do.
Yeah, and usually when you do assess the strength of a player, especially in Classic, you should look at their hairline. The less hair they have, usually the better the player they are. And this guy's almost completely bald at this point. So Stay Safe, definitely looking like a top pick in the tournament. One of the baldest people in the World of Warcraft directory. Now, our next competitor going to be Drakova. What do you think that Drakova's going to be able to bring?
Honestly, he's a Ret Paladin. So he's basically, Esfand is in this tournament vicariously through Drakova. Drakova is carrying the Ret Paladin name forward, and he's going to bring glory to the class of Ret Paladins. And I don't know how this is going to go, honestly. Like
I do.
Look, I mean, it could go really well. We could have a complete, reversal, and he could take the entire thing. Now, I don't know. I mean, Ret Paladins, it seems like they can be played with a garage door opener, but the fact is that some are much better than others. And I've dueled Drakova. I was genuinely impressed. This guy knows his shit.
Hey, just to chime in real quick, Drakova, pretty much everything that I know, Drakova knows. Like, we grew up together, like, we grew up neighbors. He's one of my best friends of my whole life. So, like we talk about Paladin stuff all the time. So, Drakova is, like, a legit player.
Drakova, legit player on Rep Paladin. This is one of the new names that actually just got added today, and you know, one of the fun things about this is we're doing some of it off the cuff. So like names are kind of being thrown in last second. We weren't 100% sure who was going to be competing. We got zeroed. Now this was somebody that I know you and S-Fun really wanted to see.
This is another person that's made a name for themselves on the beta. If you guys watched any of our world first clears of some of the first dungeons, I think that we did Scarlet Armory with him, and then also Scarlet Cathedral with him, world first. And he was in there with both of those different runs. Let me tell you guys something. If he wasn't there, we wouldn't have cleared it. He is an amazing player, one of the best hunters, and he has that mindset that really, really good players have, where they can not only adapt to their own class, but they can adapt to things that are happening in the environment and be able to change what they're doing based off of that. He's a very, very good, comprehensive, and a dynamic player. So I think we're really going to see something really good out of him.
Now, I actually see you guys in chat already spamming the name of the final player that we have to announce. Folks, it's Little Peo.
I'll be honest, I was skeptical, but you know what? I'm ready to be proven wrong. I actually want to see Peo play like a god today. I really do. I've been honest. I'll be real. I've been watching Peo stream Classic WoW for over a year now, and to see him actually doing it legitimately and being here and all of that stuff, I'm very excited to see what he's going to bring to the table.
I've loved watching his stream.
Yeah.
I've loved watching his stream, and you know, there are a few people that aren't in the hat right now that we would have loved to see compete.
Yeah,
but we wanted to do 16. It's just it's so simple to do it this way. It's probably the most fair way to do it.
Absolutely.
And all of these names, we're very excited to see them compete. And let's just get down to it and let's start drawing out these names.
So who you want to draw it, and I'll pull out the names, or vice versa?
Yeah. All right. So
okay. So this is our bracket. Okay.
Bracket.
So here we go.
Here I'm gonna go like this.
Let's see here. Okay, so first people in the bracket.
Right. 1, 2.
2.
4.
There's 6. Wait.
6.
Don't we have 16 people?
Yeah. We're probably gonna run out of space, huh?
We have 2 sides.
No, we shouldn't do 2 sides. We can do 1 side.
No, I mean like we turn around and do it over again. Since you're messing
Oh, yeah, good idea. Do over, dude.
Yeah. That should be good. I don't think there's anything bad on there. Okay. So let's see here. We've got to have
Guys, if it doesn't work on the front, you just move to the back.
We planned for this. That's why we have 2 sides. Okay, so this is good. So we need 8 of these.
1.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Well, here's the thing. If it's a big problem, we can stack 2 boxes on top.
Well, here.
Oh, wow.
This is for whenever we mess up.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, this is good.
Stack.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we just stack.
Good. So we've got another box here, and so this is if we mess
It's
it
fine.
up.
We got it.
Oh, I'll keep the box over here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just in case.
5.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna pick out 2 names. We decided we weren't really sure exactly how we were going to handle, how we were going to handle who plays who. And we figured that we would go by the most fair strategy, complete fucking randomness. And that way, nobody can complain. Everything is basically fair. And let's go ahead and let's start it up. Okay.
Dude, I forgot to put pants on.
Same. Okay. First one. Venruki. Okay, all right, Venruki. And number 2, versing Venruki is going to be
Who's it?
Drakova.
Oh, shit.
Drakova. Okay, Rep Paladin versus Mage. We're starting off hard, boys. Okay. All right, next. Let's go. All right, next one. Little Peo. Little Peo. Oh boy. Okay. And let's see if we're gonna draw a warrior here. Hunter.
Oh wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, Peo and Zero. Next two right here. Okay. Next. Hot Form. Alrighty. And who's Hot Form gonna be playing against? Rig, yeah, this is rigged, by the way.
Dude, this is the least rigged tournament I've ever been a part of in my
this
entire
is
life.
absolutely rigged. Okay, just a second. I had to. Okay.
If we rigged it, I would have wanted Ven versus Zico as the first matchup. I would have done all mirrors.
Healing stat. Hot
Healing
Form
stat.
versus Healing stat. Okay. Hot Form's still playing as Druid, right?
I believe so.
Druid versus Priest. That's going to be a really interesting matchup. I'm actually really
It's gonna
looking
get
forward to
damp, boys. It's gonna get real damp.
that. Okay, let's go to the next one. And Sony, the first warrior. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this is going to be. Mirror match. Mirror match. Naxa.
What?
A Night Elf versus a Tauren. We'll see if Leeway is really as strong as the people on Classic WoW subreddit believe it is.
Leeway doesn't exist.
Don't tell them that.
They made
Fine.
it up.
All right, next. Stay safe.
Let's go, baby.
All righty.
If
And-
if Snuts is drawn, Asmon's rigging this, and his eyes have been open the whole time.
True. This is all pre-recorded. People are handing me this. Okay.
CGI, paid
Yeah.
actor.
Okay. Sea-Doo.
Wow,
Stay safe versus Sea-Doo.
dude, that's hype.
And he's playing Elemental, I've heard too.
Dude, I heard Ellie slaps. I've got wrecked.
Versus a Warlock. I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be really hard to say who's gonna
If
come
you
out
if
ahead
you
there.
have, if you have good sacks,
Yeah.
like, it's huge. Oh man, well, I'm excited for that one. I actually don't know how that one plays out.
Okay. Next.
Dude, Ellie's gonna be like the Gachi spec.
Zico. All right. Our second Baker right here. Versus Absterge. So we have two Paladin versus Mage matchups at the beginning here. Okay. Zico versus Absterge. All righty. I am actually very curious to see how this is going to play out.
Two of the biggest names in
Yeah.
PvP too, right? So it's like it's definitely a good matchup as far as players are concerned. What's wrong?
I think we...
Guys, for 1 second, could you guys close your eyes? Me and Asmon need to talk, just me and him for a second. Can you guys just close your eyes for 1 second? Just close your eyes. Let me know when you guys are close your eyes and you've stopped listening.
How many people were we supposed to have in the tournament?
16.
There's 15.
Did you drop someone's name?
I don't think that we drew. I don't think we have. I think we only announced 15.
Aspen.
Who is?
Are you kidding me?
Do any of you guys want to play? Oh wait, they're not listening. They're not listening right now.
Okay, we're gonna figure this out in just a minute, but let's go ahead and we're gonna draw the last two people, and then whoever we add.
Oh, you
back
guys
in-
can listen again. You guys can listen
it's
again.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Can you open your eyes again? What?
Do you have complexity in there? Complexity drop and replace them with all staying on.
Okay, there we go. All seeing eye. All right, great.
Do we have any toilet paper? or
No, I have
anything
one
to-
more. I have one more. I prepared for myself. Shit.
Well, there goes my security deposit.
Okay. All right, good. I kicked over my drink. but it's
We'll delete the bot. Don't worry.
yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, so I actually prepared. I've known myself for a long time, and I prepared to just immediately know that anything that I do will probably be fucked up in one way or another. So I already had another sheet of paper. So this is going to be all-seeing eye.
Now you guys know it's not rigged, because how would there be a mistake if it was rigged? Unless we plan the mistake to look fallible.
All-seeing eye.
Oh, you drew him? Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
see?
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Sauron.
Exactly. The all-seeing eye.
I love that
Okay.
anime. Yeah, it's a good one.
Alrighty. All right. Now this does make it a little bit more fair. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, it makes it fair. There are actually enough players in the tournament.
Yeah, one person just automatically default wins their round. Okay. Oh.
Did you even let go of it?
I did. I swear to God, I did. Okay. So all-seeing eye is gonna be the first one,
Okay.
and then I'll shake it up a bit. It has been sufficiently shook. Am I right?
Okay.
Okay. Here.
Did you just pick up two?
There, I got this one. Okay, I was my hand was mostly on that one. Okay, I actually, to be fair, I literally thought you put other ones back in to fuck with me.
No,
so I didn't
no.
think it would matter.
No.
Okay, rigged. Oh, come on, guys, give me a break. Is it
Yeah, that
actually-
was rigged.
Okay, all right. It was between Snuts and Jelly Beans. Do you have a coin?
No, just put it back in and just re-roll.
Okay, fuck it. Ready? Jelly Beans. That was the one I was gonna pick originally. Fate has chosen.
All-seeing eye.
And who is a warlock, by the way. And
Jelly's. Oh, all-seeing eyes.
yeah, All-Seeing Eye
Yeah.
is a warlock. Eye of Kilrog, All-Seeing Eye. And Jelly Beans obviously is a hunter. So double pet classes right here.
Hunter at 40 slaps.
That's right.
Like I actually heard
That's right.
that Bean was crushing mages.
Really?
Like I heard that. Yeah, I mean, like you have
Okay.
so many things that you can do. Like you have mana hate, right? We'll see.
And the final two. Snuts and Bean. There it is.
So we have double in the first
Yes.
round. We have double Hunter versus Log.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, boys, those are the matchups. Everything has been completely chosen at random. And to be honest, I don't think that we have any of these here that are just ridiculous, right? Like I was hoping that we wouldn't draw a warrior versus mage, and we had the only fair thing that a warrior can fight against, which is another warrior. So I'm actually really curious to see what this is going to be and how this is all going to set itself up. So anyway, we'll go ahead and put these names back in the hat, and then we'll get ready to start this up. So
We should maybe have our sideline reporter give us his first take. On what he thinks of everything that's happened with the bracket. We might actually be able to get down to the battlefield right now and talk to Esfand, the most beautiful man here in the entire building. I'm gonna bring the bracket up so you guys can take a really good look. Gonna run the bracket graphic.
Sponsored by Amazon, by the way.
Alright, guys. We're here in the Caverns of Time. We got a crazy crowd out here, okay? There's literally hundreds of thousands of people out here. There has not been an event like this. There has not been an event like this since the 1985 Cotton Bowl, okay? So this has been totally insane. We have Horde, we have Alliance coming together to find out who is the greatest duelist, the best World of Warcraft player in the level 40 Classic WoW beta that's closed and only a certain amount of people can play, mostly streamers. It's amazing. We got a great show planned. Rich, Asmon, back to you guys.
Oh wow, nice, very nice. You
Very,
can see
very nice.
all the ladies coming out as well, especially after Esfand does. But yeah, we're going to be checking in with Esfand throughout the entirety of the tournament. He's going to be down right in the pit of it, the thick of it, right in the action, watching everything as it does happen. And we're going to be able to actually talk to all the players as well as we get this first matchup started. Guys, if you're just tuning in right now, we just drew out the entirety of the bracket, and we are going to be starting our double elimination tournament, $2,000 in prizing, the first cross-faction tournament on the beta. And the first matchup is going to be Venruki going against Drakova. Now, Drakova, you already heard it from Esfand. This is a player that Esfand really is talking up a lot on a class that Esfand also does talk up a lot.
Yep, that's very, very true. Rep Paladins, they have a very, very high reputation to uphold. Not only has Esfand been talking about how viable and great they are for over a year now, but on top of that, I've actually been losing to them for over 10 years. So I'm actually really, really happy to see either one of these. If Venruki wins and the Rep Paladin loses, I'm going to feel good because I vicariously win. And if Drakova wins, that's going to be fucking cool too, because a Rep Paladin actually wins. Like, I couldn't even imagine that to happen.
I think that there is a saying about Rep Paladins as well that has happened for almost 15 years.
Auto attack Andy.
Auto attack Andy, and also there's some talk about whether or not they're going to be able to come through and at which speed they're able to move at and by.
Okay, well, you guys chill out. Okay, now you guys are, dude. Okay, I'm a little bit overweight. Okay, it's not every Rep Paladin is overweight. This is getting personal.
It's not about you. Not everything is about you. Okay? Like, sometimes these classes are just not that good.
That's fine, but we try our best.
And your best?
Best is the standard.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep, we're gonna see it.
And it's a little bit harder to waddle. It's a little bit harder to roll through when you got Frostbolts coming at your face.
Right.
You got Frost Novas rooting you in place. You get some of those procs. You see him slowed down, nice and easy. And you got Venruki, who we've already seen not only win the last duel tournament, which was held by Tips. It was the first duel tournament on the beta. It was insane. It was so much fun to watch. Venruki was able to win matchups that were incredibly difficult for him. But then on top of that, there was a dual tournament before that, and that was actually on retail. And look who won that. It's Venruki.
Dueling God.
Wow, God.
There it is. I mean, guys, let me go ahead. Let's do this. Type in chat who you think is going to win. We'll do this for every single match. We'll see who's the favored by chat. I think a lot of people are probably going to expect Venruki to take this one home. But you know what? We could have a few diehard Rep Paladin fans that really think they're going to be able to pull it out. So, me
pulling it out, definitely a skill that you do want to master.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to see whether or not that can come to fruition or if they're just not going to be quick enough. Definitely playing with fire here when you are up against a mage that has that diverse
Frost.
toolkit.
Yeah. Basically. Well, they use fire actually because it's not
Fire
blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really basically.
probably.
But yeah, so probably a lot of people think Venruki is going to win. I think it's absolutely completely possible that Drakova could come out and actually win here. Now, for some of the general rules for the tournament, we're going to allow people to use pretty much all of their class abilities and generally things that their class has access to naturally. So that means their own self buffs and everything that their class can create and do on their own without the usage of any sort of other, external factors. Now, there are going to be a couple of exceptions to that. We are allowing most of the engineering items and trinkets and toys and different things that you can use, as well as bandages up to Mage Weave, because obviously this is a level 40 beta, and Mage Weave bandages are intended for level 40 characters. We thought that it would be fair to limit it to that to simulate an actual level 40 experience. So that's basically what we're going to be doing for the rules, and that's pretty much it.
I want to give a big shout out as well. I know we've already talked about the tournament that Tips did put on a month ago. His rule set was rock solid. So we pretty much, I pretty much copy pasted his rule set, and then we went through and maybe made like a couple of tweaks here and there because it was cross faction.
Yeah, so huge shout out to Tips.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great job, man. And like we used a lot of the rules that he had created, and I think that they're great, honestly. Just saved us a ton of help, a ton of time, and it was a huge help.
Yeah, like even the way it was worded was just like really good. And like, so big shout out to him. I know too, he's definitely been helping SFON with some of the stuff behind the scenes. So big shout out to him, and of course all of the players as well. I'm definitely very excited to get this one started. And what's going on right now, we have an elite team. We have an elite security team actually headed by McConnell. He's our head of security. So don't try any shit, guys. Don't get any ideas, because McConnell's going to take you down. On top of that, we also have an elite team of warlocks, which are going to be on call, making sure that everybody's getting to the location spread across all of Azeroth. The entire world is our playing field for this tournament. We're getting everybody to the first location right now for the first duel. Because of the nature of creating the bracket live, we're going to give the players just a few moments to get ready, get their matchups, make sure that they're spec'd appropriately for the duration of the tournament. Now that they've seen that bracket, they have that full information. Then we're going to get down to business, and we're going to see who's able to take that first matchup, Venruki versus Jacob.
And one also thing that I wanted to mention is that we are not allowing respecs during the dueling tournament. So some people might have to get their spec ready after they see basically who they could potentially play against in the first few rounds. They might need to set that up and get that ready. So we're just going to give them a little bit of time to fully prepare. And then also we're going to give ourselves some time to make sure that we have all of the different frames and like set up so we can see all of the different views, not only us spectating from a third party, but also the first person perspectives of both of the competitors as well, which is obviously why everybody is streaming.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things too where we plan on doing a lot of things like this once Classic actually comes out. So we're going to figure out what the best way to actually do the tournament is going to be. Now, before we actually get these matches started, I also do want to take a minute here to take like an overall pulse of what the meta looks like in your mind. Like, what classes do you think are very strong? What do you think some of these matchups are going to look like?
I think that honestly, we're going to see mages and hunters and warlocks come out ahead the most. And because we do have one priest in there, I think that could be kind of a wild card. And I really don't know what's going to happen whenever we have a priest in there. Because obviously Shadow Priests are extremely strong at level 60, but is that going to carry over to level 40? I'm not really sure. But in terms of that, I don't really think that we're going to see a lot of Warriors getting up into the semifinals and the actual finals, but I also do think that maybe Rogues could make it up there. It just really kind of depends. There are a lot of these classes that, you know, so much of this is going to be dictated on individual player skill and knowledge of the class and how much of a holistic understanding you have of everything that's at your disposal. And I think that's really what's the most interesting thing about this, is that for a lot of these people, they haven't even been able to play these classes for over 10 years. So coming back to them and seeing who's been able to grow the fastest and understand the meta of their class and understand the fundamentals in the best way, I think is going to be even more of a strong determining factor than the class that they're playing, which is why I think this is going to be so exciting.
It also looks like Tally may have thrown 1K at the prize point.
Hammers up. If that's the case, shout out to you, Tally. Thank you so much, man, for supporting this. Thank you, dude. It means absolutely a lot to us. These tournaments and this community tournament that we're putting together here is the essence of Classic WoW. Everybody coming together, content creators, people on the server, us players, I guess, not necessarily amazing players, but us casting it, everybody coming together and actually doing something with the tournament and making something as a community.
Did you just call me bad? Did you just take that rant to call me bad?
Well, it was mostly me. I mean, it was mostly me. I mean, like I did duels for like 2 hours yesterday. I won one of them.
That's fine. It's fine. There's a reason we're talking. There's a reason we're talking.
Yeah, I only won one. Like it's good. I had 7 health whenever I won. I almost lost. I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad it was. I remember the one time I won.
Well, thanks again to Tally. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
$3,000 tournament now.
3,000.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome, right?
Yep.
And I think we have plans to keep growing everything that we are going to do.
This is the first of many. The fact is that we put all of this together in not really that much time at all, and I think we've done an absolutely amazing job. So shout out obviously to Rich and our producer, executive producer SFON in the other room that's made all of this possible. So guys, this is not the first, this is the first of many. Yeah. And if this goes well, we're going to keep doing these regularly. Obviously we might even do like tournaments on BFA and like RBG's tournaments. Like the sky is the limit, right? If this goes well, and it is going well, we want to continue doing this in every single different way possible. We enjoy this. We're passionate about this.
And I think we can all say that we're glad that our first time is with all of you as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely excited for this tournament. And now I do want to actually talk about that meta just a little bit more. So obviously, I think one of the things that's really exciting about this is the fact that we really won't see many tournaments like this. We won't see many tournaments at 40. Tips is doing his tournament on July 7th. So that's what, like 4 days from now, something like that. So we're going to see basically the same meta play out twice, and then the beta is going to explode. The apocalypse is going to happen. Everything's going to be wiped. All of that's going to be done. And most likely we won't really see another 40 duel tournament. I mean, even if we saw something close to this meta, it would probably be in the area of like 39.
Yeah, 39.
It'd be a twink
which
tournament.
would be very different because those players don't have access to the capstone talents.
Yes.
So this is going to be a one-of-a-kind experience. We're never going to see another dueling tournament like this. And that's why I'm really kind of curious to know what the meta is. Is it going to be more like 30 or more like 60? I personally think that it's going to be more like 60 because people do have access to those capstone talents, Mortal Strike, etc. All of those different things. So I'm very, very curious to see what's going to really happen.
So I've said this before. I think I said it maybe on Allcraft even.
Okay.
I know we've talked about it. I thought that the 30 meta was really interesting because we saw a bunch of different specs that came out.
Like hybrids.
There were a lot.
Yeah.
You can make some flexible decisions. You know, you look at druids, there's obviously some stuff that you want to hit. Like you want to be able to have Nature's Grasp in a duel, or sorry, you want to be able to have swiftness in a duel so you can actually pop off those big heals. Then you could pick points in other areas. When you look at capstone abilities and how strong they are for most of these classes, do you think that everybody's just going to hit their capstone?
Yeah. I feel like there's almost never going to be a situation where having your capstone talent is less important than having a lot of points in another tree. That being said, it could completely happen. And I think if it does, that's going to be awesome because it's something that's completely out of left field and it's going to be exciting to see. So I really hope that we see that happen.
Yeah. And like the main thing is are we going to quickly see one thing pull ahead? Are mages going to be super strong? Are they going to be even more strong than we saw in the previous
Well, who do you think's going to win? Or not who, but what class? What classes do you think are very strong?
I think Hunter might be a big surprise. I actually think Hunter might be a really big surprise. I think a lot of people that have big vanilla brains often talk about how strong hunters are at the very beginning of Classic.
Yeah.
Because of how their damage is actually done. And a lot of people are, five heads. We have a bunch of five heads in the chat. It's actually true. Hunters could be really good right now. And also what they're going to be able to do against a lot of casters, which is going to be dominant in the bracket.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's the thing is that basically it's a matter of rock, paper, scissors. If the casters are able to get through, and I feel like the hunters are going to have a really, really good chance against them.
You have to look at the field of play when you try to figure out who's going to be able to take it, not just which classes are the strongest.
Yep.
I think mages have the overall field advantage. I think we're going to have a lot of mages get through, and they're going to go up against hunters. And I've just heard that Bean has been able to take down that matchup time and time again yesterday in prep.
I mean, like, if we see that happen, I really won't be surprised. I remember back in the day, it was always that, mages would counter, or hunters would counter mages very well, and also warlocks to a bit of a lesser extent. They're extremely strong. Mages are very, very good at kiting, but you don't need to worry about getting kited whenever you can attack from ranged. And you're also doing physical damage that bypasses, that obviously, if you're fighting against somebody's cloth, you're doing a lot more damage overall.
Somebody put an exclamation mark bracket in the chat, so
yeah.
I gotta execute the command for everybody coming in right now with the exclamation mark bracket. Here we go. You can take a look at our bracket. Anytime that you guys hit that exclamation mark bracket, we'll be sure to make sure that you guys can actually see that. We'll bring it up. We'll be executing all of the chat commands throughout the entirety of the show.
Absolutely. And we're, again, guys, obviously everybody is waiting patiently for things to be prepared and ready to go for the first dueling
I actually think we might be about ready.
Okay, we might be about ready if you guys heard that. Listen, everybody knows I'm the god at dragging out content. We've already been live for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, Asmon can watch he can watch a 3-minute YouTube video in 2 hours.
Hey,
pause champ.
That's right. Literal God.
You can watch a YouTube video of himself watching a YouTube video.
Well, that's where you really get into dig deep into the real specifics and the fundamentals of the conversation. And then also halfway through, you bring in an irrelevant personal anecdote that has nothing to do with the video or really anything else. And then you just start talking about that for another hour. Then you get back to the actual video. And, it's just a great thing.
There it is, dude. I remember one time I was taking an algebra test.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
how did we get here? Got an F.
We're here right now.
Got the loot. There it is, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna be getting this one
We're about
revved
ready
up.
to go.
And guys, if you are just tuning in, that first duel is of course going to be Venruki versus Drakova. And I don't even know where the first duel is going to be taking place. I think that's one of the things that we really put a big priority on right now. I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy. There's a dude named Troll God Z, I think, something like that.
X.
We're looking out for him. And we have people around the world ready to summon bags filled with soul shards. We will get away from the man,
Right.
the
Hey,
myth,
Rich,
the Troll God Z.
it's not an
Yep.
issue. I got it taken care of.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
We've just heard from Esfan, also our head of security as well, that
Sure.
package has been secured. we're ready to go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's go ahead and transition.
Alrighty, let's do it.
So here's what we need. This is right? Okay, good. Very good. I can go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so first up, guys, we have Venruki and Drakova facing against each other. If they could, come over here. You can't mount in camera at the time, so it's a little bit of the thing. Yeah, production pog. I know, right? Best of the standard here on this channel. That's right, Asmongold's channel. Okay. Squad stream? No. Okay, so guys, this is what we need to have happen. Where is Drakova? We're going to put a raid target on him. He will be a star. Target, Venruki. And I can't put a target frame on his enemy. Okay, so we have Drakova versus Venruki here in the first match. We're gonna come over here, separate from everybody else, so we don't deal with AOE. Guys, if you're watching the tournament, please kind of watch from a little bit of distance, so you guys don't get hit by stuff or nothing weird happens. So part of the reason why we chose Caverns of Time is we thought there were different places here where you could take advantage of LOS, and it was a little bit more of like a real PvP situation. Burning Crusade, whenever they made the arenas, they made it with like different bridges and this and that. There's different things that you could do to basically use the environment to your advantage. So we wanted to make sure to do the same thing.
Weird. We'll make it a little.
Okay. So, Rich, Asmon.
All right, here we go. We're starting things off with a bang, too. We're going to have Alliance versus the Horde. We got the reigning champion in Venruki of the past 2 dueling tournaments. The dude is a BlizzCon champion as well. Oh, my God, and he's hot as hell. Venruki's ready to go.
Tank top, man. He's ready. Okay,
Guns
let's
out.
get this done.
And then we have Drakova with a lot to prove. Obviously, you already heard from Esfan that this is a guy that he's known for a very long time. He believes in him to be one of the best Ret Paladins, to put the entire spec that has, it's been
has
quite
a
heavy to
reputation.
carry.
It has a very, very big reputation.
Hard to carry.
A lot of people are not necessarily coming into this with an expectation that it's going to do well. But listen, like, we could be completely proven wrong here, and I'm ready for it.
Drakova is essentially the biggest underdog that we could potentially
Absolutely.
have here. And it starts out with him playing against a literal god, a man who has already proven himself, the guy who is out to just do it back to back to back. Somebody that, if he's able to win this, and then we go into the final tournament of the beta, and he's able to even maybe pull down the other one, if he's able to get the triple crown in the classic beta, you cannot tell me that he's not the best player playing.
Absolutely. I mean, like, that's really all there comes down to it. I mean, like, if Venruki is able to pull this off, BlizzCon champion, dueling champion,
Commentator,
classic dueling champion,
total Chad.
commentator champion, hairline champion,
Pog champion.
screaming champion, an all-around champion.
He honestly might just be one of the best humans to ever live. And if Dracova's able to
That's
take
all
him
there is.
down and start off with that,
I mean, there it is, dude.
yeah.
There it is. I'm ready for it.
The thing is, though, is imagine if Drakova takes him out there. Like, like if
Dude.
Dracova's able to take this first
Ooh.
round, tell me that you don't have the most potential momentum in the entire tournament. We did not know that they were going to be coming back to, hey,
Hell yeah, brother.
howdy, you guys ready for the
Yeah.
4th of July? We're also, so one of the things that we're playing around with, and we're going to get it all locked down as we move forward today, we really wanted to try to make sure that we could get the actual player POVs
Yep.
instead of just running around and spectating that way. So Dracova's figuring out everything right now. One of the requirements that we actually did make for our tournament was having all the players streaming. So if you guys want to check in any of their POVs, you can do that. They're going to have their streams open as well. So if you want to multi-tab, watch your favorite streamer, get some ideas of what it's actually like to be in the moment on your favorite class, or you're trying to figure out what class you want to play inside of the beta.
Well, let's
You can
say
actually do
you're
that.
playing the same class and you're playing a mage and you lose to everybody. Go watch Venruki and see what you're doing wrong. Like, that's all there is to it. So if for anybody, yeah, make sure to support these guys. They're all streaming and okay with this. So please go ahead and give them your support, because this is an amazing event and it wouldn't be possible without everybody here's cooperation.
And also I like, look at a guy like Noxa, you know, this is somebody that's become our friend so far. And this is a guy who's good. Dude, Esfon looks like the guy I call when my computer breaks right now.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Did you try
Is your-
refreshing the stream?
Is your router on?
It's not a cup
your-
holder. It's not a
Is your
cup holder.
internet plugged in? No, sir. The cords that are tangled do not make the internet slower. You don't have to untangle them to get more internet through.
That's what I used to have to wear to school
That's not
when
a
I played
printer.
vanilla for the first time.
That's not a monitor, sir. That's a printer. Trust me, dude. I was doing computer repair back in high school. It was a bad time, dude. Let me tell you that. I remember what I was saying earlier about irrelevant personal anecdotes. So here's basically what happened, is that we would have to go to different classrooms and fix random teachers' computer problems. And it was actually the biggest ego boost that I've ever had in my entire life, because I realized that all of these people that I would have to look up to constantly were actually really dumb with computers.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that I had over them.
My biggest ego boost also came from a teacher, but I actually don't think I should tell that story on stream.
Yeah, I think you already did.
All right, guys. I think we're about ready. I think Venruki and Drakova are ready. The dueling rules that state that they have to be 20 yards away from each other. So this is about right whenever they start. I will do a countdown, so we don't have to deal with latency. So I will go 3, 2, 1. I mean, obviously, Horde can't read what I'm saying, but I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then I'll say go. It's kind of obvious. The fourth thing that I say is the thing to do, right? So, are we ready?
Your mom, fat.
Wait, hey, calm down. Hey, relax. Unbelievable.
Not yours.
No, I'm just saying, we're trying to do a very serious dueling tournament here.
Sorry, I'll take the hat off.
This is very important, okay?
Did
Okay,
I'll put the hat back.
okay, ready? 3, 2.
Okay, so Dracova's already moving in. Venruki comes in, immediately sheeps Drakova. Venruki's going to be trying to get absolutely to max range and then start opening up on him right there. And here we go. He's right there at 36 yards. I think that's the max range. Starts dropping frost bolts on him. And then immediately Drakova comes out there and he's summoning in the entire menagerie. He's got battle chickens, mithril dragonlings coming at Venruki super fast. Venruki is actually going for killing all of those different mobs. Drakova goes ahead and uses freedom to go ahead and try to catch up with Venruki, but it's not mattering because obviously Venruki's moving at basically the exact same speed. Drakova pulls back with the pets, and now they're basically going to reset, and then Venruki goes for another polymorph on Drakova to reset the match again.
So this is something that we saw from Venruki a whole bunch in the last tournament as well, really prioritizing anything that gets summoned, whether that is going to be an item or it is going to be a pet. And then he's just easy. You can see him even taking a hand off the keyboard there, just making sure the nose is clean because he's digging for the win. He's going to be able to get that space. He uses that polymorph to his full advantage after dealing with anything that could be thrown at him by
And then he's
Drakova, and he gets a
sitting,
drink.
Drakova is going in here to make the difference here. And then immediately Venruki comes to polymorph Drakova with only a second or two left. Drakova obviously gets out of that polymorph. There's a number, you see a fire blast go off, 2 different frost bolts, and Drakova is just getting kited. And then we see a repentance go off. Drakova goes for the heal. Venruki sitting there at 44% mana. This is where Drakova, the Ret Paladin dream, actually could come true. We get an auto attack, a full absorb. Drakova uses freedom, tries to stay on Venruki, goes for the stun. Venruki blinks the stun. Drakova throws a grenade. It hits Venruki.
Ooh, big grenade there. That's going to allow him to close that space as well. Let's see if this auto attack, and he can get some auto attacks in. He's going to be able to trade out of the poly, but he instantly gets rooted.
Yep, he actually used his trinket right out of the polymorph. He's using everything they can, and Venruki is going for another reset using a vocation right here. And Drakova is sitting there at half mana. Venruki is resetting the fight again. Mages are amazing.
So one thing that you definitely do want to note about that Evocate as well, based off of the way that the duel tournament does work, we're not going to see that Evocate for a little while. It has a very long cooldown.
It's a 3 or a 6 minute cooldown. It's a very, very long period of time. And then Drakova is getting right up to Venruki here. He gets him right up against the edge. He gets a critical strike for 399. Venruki is running away.
Oh my
Drakova,
goodness.
oh wow, Venruki got a really lucky frostbite proc. And then Venruki went for a first aid, and then Drakova interrupted with repentance. He blocks it, and then he just keeps kiting him. Drakova is very, very low. Venruki's using a fireball here. Drakova goes for the bubble, and he's starting to heal himself, and this is going to be another reset.
Well,
and
you forced the trade. You forced the trade.
Exactly.
And it's very smart by Venruki there to
Yep.
see the blood in the water and go, okay, I can trade out Ice Block here, and now he gets back to the space game. He throws out
Yep.
the poly, he moves away, and Drakova is going to be on his last leg here, already relatively depletified on mana, and he doesn't have the same reset potential now to actually
If
be
it
going for
doesn't
these
go
trades.
right the first time, you polymorph them, and then you go to the second time. And then if it doesn't go right the second time, you do it again. And now we're at about the 6th or the 7th time. Drakova's already used all of his bubble here. And he goes for the grenade. Is he going to hit? He hit Venruki, and then he goes for a Holy Light heal, heals himself up to full, is closing the distance, and then Venruki immediately, I believe, spell steals that Blessing of Freedom. I'm not 100% sure about that.
But
Venruki
he's
again
completely
then
immune now.
throws the
It
grenade on
ended.
Drakova. Drakova is out of mana. He uses a what was that even there? I think
Nice
that was the
net.
Netomatic
Yep.
engineering trinket, and then he's just making the gap there. He can go for the lay on hands if he needs to. He goes ahead and he gets repentant. He uses the lay on hands and he gets back onto Venruki. Now at this point, Venruki, all he needs to do is reset the fight one more time, and it's going to be a win. This is right down to the wire.
Cold Snap, second block, not much mana going to be left, and that's why we're going to see this poly come out here. Expect Ben to create that space and potentially go for another drink, but look how calm and collected this guy is. He's been in
his
so
hand
many of these duel tournaments,
I mean-
both hands off the
Oh,
keyboard,
no.
sitting down for a nice
Oh,
drink.
no.
He's getting ready for the 4th of July,
Oh, no.
even though
And
he's
then you
Canadian.
look at Drakova with the in combat during the duel, a trinket swap over to the Mark of the Chosen reward from Maradon. If he takes damage, there's a chance for him to gain 25 of each different stat. So he's going to be moving over towards Venruki. Drakova has already used Lay on Hands. He's already used Bubble. The only thing that he has left is Blessing and Protection, and he can't really use that against a mage. So this is basically all Venruki has to do is repeat the same thing that he's done twice, and he's going to come out ahead. And then there's the grenade
Nice
that
nade.
just narrowly interrupts. Oh, it doesn't interrupt the polymorph, and it allows Venruki to just make a little bit more distance. Was that spell batching? We can't really say.
Batching
And
pod.
then, yeah, there it is.
There
And then we
it
have the
is.
frost bolts coming out. He hits him with 3 frost bolts. A repentance right there. That is a very, very good repent. One thing you can say about Drakova here is he's absolutely doing an amazing job with the repents.
So here's the thing with everything that we've seen from Drakova so far. You can see that he's like, I want to take this first game. He's down to use absolutely everything. If you don't
Absolutely.
use it, you lose it. I love that from Drakova. And we can also see him going and working around the resets that Venruki takes. And he goes, okay, if you're going to reset, I'm going to try to use that to my advantage. I'll let you play your game. There's not much I can do to stop you. I'm one of the most difficult classes in the game to connect. All I really have is my freedom to rely on. And we've already seen how well Venruki has moved around that. So he is basically saying, you take that drink, go for it. He's obviously in the poly there, so he doesn't have much of a decision, but this time he can finally close that space. He has a little bit more mana. Another poly is going to come out, and now we're going to see those frostbolts. Also keep in mind, Venruki's going to be ranking those spells a lot. Sometimes he is just going to be prioritizing the slow, so it can be a little bit more efficient with his mana, and we won't actually see those big beefy frostbolts coming out. Now we're going to see a nade as well. Auto attack Andy in full
And he's
swing.
going into it right there. And then he goes for the net. He does the iron grenade, and he just narrowly hits Venruki as he tries to run out. Drakova heals himself, and Ruki is going in for another frostbolt, and then he gets interrupted with a repent. Drakova goes for the first aid, and he goes back on to Venruki. Holy shit, this is going on. Drakova is He's holding his own. This is incredible.
Esfand was so right about what we've seen from
This
Drakova.
is incredible.
He's used the entire toolkit so well. And Venruki, I think when you look at the field of play right now, and you look at what mages are able to do, Ven right now is in a position, not only is he a deadly player, but I think he has the advantage as far as classes are concerned, and we can see that matched in the chat as well.
A double resist. A double resist,
That's
and
that
then
Frost
finally
aura.
he gets one off. Drakova goes ahead and he uses the Blessing of Freedom, and then he's just trying to make distance over to Venruki. He goes for the stun. Venruki obviously blinks out of the stun, and Drakova goes the opposite direction, maybe trying to line of sight and reset again. And Venruki's sitting there. Drakova is obviously drinking. Venruki goes for the Frostbolt right there, hits him for 300, hits him with the grenade. Very, very good grenade right there. Second Frostbolt. We're getting a third Frostbolt with the Fire Blast. He's going for the Iron Grenade. Is he going to hit him? He hit Venruki right there. That could have been the end of the match, but Drakova held it off. And then Venruki goes for a rank 1 Frostbolt, I believe, just to keep Drakova a little bit more slowed. Drakova
Nice wrap.
again goes with the Repentance into the first aid. Drakova again staying alive by the skin on his teeth, back up to full health. Venruki goes for the poly, and then he's going to go back up to drink again and see if we can get this right the next time.
You can even see Venruki there, like nod when that rep comes out. Is so
Yep,
well
he knew
played,
it was gonna happen.
and also Drakova really prioritizing trying to get some of that extra resist. I can hear Quinn right now in his Rit Paladin screaming, resist, bloody
Yeah.
resist.
Well, the thing is that it didn't even matter. Like if he had resisted the next two, that would have been really bad. But because he resisted the first two, it didn't break poly. So it was actually a really good thing for that to happen to him.
Yeah,
Venruki got lucky with those resists in a way,
Yeah.
right? He used up all of his bad RNG there. And then again, Venruki's going for 3 Frostbolts into the Iron Grenade, into the 4th Frostbolt, probably into a Fire Blast. There's the Fire Blast right there. Frostbite proc, keeping Drakova stunned, and then Drakova has his second bubble up, and then he immediately goes for 2 heals, and he's trying to get himself healed up as much as possible. Venruki makes distance, so obviously he can drink. Drakova throws the grenade, it hits Venruki. Drakova again goes for another bandage, and Venruki is again making distance so he can drink and reset again. So Drakova is again out of outs.
That's basically something that we've said multiple times. This rep is going to be huge here. This is going to be that window of opportunity. It's almost at the point now for Drakova. He has to close it here.
Oh
He's going to be able to win
with the
500
500 crit on Venruki. Drakova trinkets right out of it, the poly, and then Venruki gets another one on them, but this is only a short polymorph. It's only 10 seconds. Venruki goes for the first aid, making distance on Drakova, and then he sits down to drink. I don't know what's going to happen here. Are we going to go for another polymorph? We are, and then Drakova immediately tries to drink to get a couple of ticks off for that, and then Venruki goes back over there, polymorphs him again, gets in position, starts casting Frostbolts again. Drakova goes the opposite direction to outrange the Frostbolts and then drink for a third time.
A fat whack from the Pally going to crack open this matchup, and all of a sudden Drakova's very much back in it. It forces Venruki to once again go for a reset, and look at Drakova right now as well. You have to keep in mind, Venruki at this point is going to be getting close to an ice block again. So he does still potentially have those outs. Big grenade though, once again, Drakova going to come through.
Drakova
We've already
closes
seen
the
how
distance,
devastating
and
those hits can
Venruki
be.
goes for the sheep.
And I can actually see a bunch of you guys saying that
Yep.
you would like to see Sheep maybe have a cooldown or something like that. You should try out BFA. Yeah, in BFA, we're going to see Poly very different there, but not here. This is classic. No changes, baby.
That's right.
Sheep going to come out, Venruki going to move away, and now he's going to start casting some of those Frostbolts. 143 damage going to come in onto him. That's going to be
This
from
could
Nate.
be the end of it. Drakova has no more outs, and then, oh, wait, he does. Oh, wow. Venruki blocks the repent, and Drakova goes in there to hit him
There's
right
that
there. Drakova does a clutch Furbolg form. I believe that's what it was. Very, very good there. Drakova goes for the heal. Venruki interrupts it. Drakova, oh my god! Drakova resists the attack while he's doing in for first aid, so he keeps getting healed even more. Drakova's at 10% health. He goes for the heal. Is Venruki going to hit him? He didn't quite hit him in time.
Ooh.
Oh my god, this is right down to it. Venruki is basically trying to out-damage Drakova's
race.
heals, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be able to. Venruki is out of mana.
Yeah.
He oomed himself, so he's running away from Drakova. The amount of spatial awareness that he has right here is absolutely incredible.
So basically what happens in Venruki's mind, he says, I already used the block. The block is not something that's necessarily defensive for him there. It's an offensive block. He knows that he has the evocate. So he goes in and he says, I'm going to start a war of attrition because I have one more out. And basically what happens there is he goes completely he goes for the race, and he doesn't quite win. So he needs to get back. He uses that evocate. Now he's out again, but he's ahead in the race one more time. He gets a full reset. This is something that you would see sometimes in arena when you see the full resets actually starting from both sides. Now this rep is a desperation rep. He knows that he needs to move back. He knows that he needs to get himself healthy, and he has no mana to work with here. So Drakova going to move away. He's going to start that first aid. Now Venruki can close that space with a full bar of mana. Will he be able to close out this first duel in our tournament? And you can already see half health for Drakova racing against the clock.
All in right now. Venruki is all in. Venruki blinks the stun right there, even in Drakova. Drakova has almost no health left, and Venruki closes it out with the first match going to the Mage. What an absolutely incredible match, and hats off to Drakova.
I love that.
Hats off.
You can actually.
Hats off to Drakova. Like, that was so much more incredible than we had ever expected. Like, the fact that Drakova held his own against Venruki, the previous BlizzCon champion, dueling champion in the Tips Out tournament, against Venruki for over 5 minutes.
And you can see at the end there, when he knows that he has the potential to close it out, he goes in with those arcane explosions.
And that is what separates a good player from an incredible player. You saw that he knew, he mapped it out, he knew what he needed to do, and he did it.
Yeah, and you can't interact with that arcane explosion, right? So he's basically saying, I just need to get one off here. I'm not going to allow any tricky stuff to come in. I'm not going to get kicked on my school. Yep. I'm not, and he also wants to get around another rep potentially coming out. So very well played by Venruki there. And I actually do want to say one thing. So cross faction, you could see nobody interfering during the duel. At the end, they decided to kill the players as a joke. Try not to do that, because we want to keep the duels moving as quickly as possible, and that messes around with the players. And we actually need to send out reses. So.
They have to die.
Oh yeah.
They have to die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's target is hostile if you try to actually duel them.
Kill them then. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you at the very end of the duel. Thank you very much for that. Sorry, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, there we go. And at the very end of, nobody knows this except for me, I'm just saying it now. At the very end, I'm all of the gold that I have right now on the beta. Wait, can you give gold as prize for a tournament?
Sure.
I'm not sure if you can.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
You know what?
Yeah.
I actually have an idea.
What are they going to do?
We're going to take everybody.
Ban you from the beta?
We're going to take no. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take everybody to Gurubashi Arena. Everybody who's watching and in the beta right now. We're going to go to Gurubashi at the very end of the tournament. Last man standing wins a store mount. Brought to you by me, Asman, and Esfan. Give a store mount. We're going to give that new, beautiful, bushy asparagus tail dragon. We all love it. We're all riding it in the game right now, and we want you to get in on the fun. We're going to give away that store mount at the very end of the tournament in the Gurubashi Arena. Last man standing, the ultimate prize. There it is, dude.
That's fine. Let us know whenever the next match is ready, okay?
I'm getting them set up right now. Actually, let's go ahead and move on over.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So get a little bit more distance here. A little bit more distance, I guess, for 20 yards. And then, again, 3, 2, 1, go. Ready?
Okay, here we go.
No,
Second matchup is going.
Not yet. Whenever I call it.
Okay, sorry.
All right, now keep in mind, we actually did see with how long the first series did go. We're also best of 3, by the way. So if Venruki is able to take this one, he will take the first matchup against Drakova and move forward in our bracket. But with what we saw in that last matchup, both of these players got a lot of opportunity to actually use some cooldowns, more than we expected in the duel. Venruki had 3 ice blocks. He instantly used that cold snap in the first one, was able to get off the second one early on, and the third one actually came out offensively. And now we're going to start open this duel with the Polymorph.
The only one that's not really going to be available here is going to be on lay on hands on Drakova's side. So basically, Venruki goes and he does the exact same thing he was doing before. He makes max distance with Drakova, immediately gets a first resist. Drakova starts running towards him. Venruki is going to lose about maybe 5 yards of his kiting range that he would have had because of the first resist, and then Polymorph going away. Venruki is obviously kiting Drakova even more, and Drakova gets right into that 20-yard range for the repent, and then he gets back up to full health, and he keeps making his way towards Venruki. Now Venruki is going to be able to get away, so Drakova is slightly out of auto attack range, but in range of obviously Judgment and basically everything else the Ret Paladin has access to. And then he's trying to slow Drakova, trying to get Drakova off him, goes for the Fire Blast here. Drakova is obviously rooted there, and Drakova probably interrupts him with a stun, and then heals himself up back to full. Venruki goes for another Frostbolt. Barely Drakova gets out of it and hits him there. He hits him with a Frostbolt to follow that up, and then he goes in for the, what is that, Blessing of Freedom? Drakova charges at him with the Net-O-Matic. Venruki responds by getting into a block, and Drakova starts using first aid.
And I actually want to say very quickly here, you're seeing how flexible both of these players are. Completely different styles coming out. Much more aggressive opener from Venruki, and also Dracova's able to take advantage of that. Both of these players top notch, and Dracova has done. We knew that Venruki was going to look good. Dracova was one of those players that we were like, okay, what are we actually going to see from a Ret Paladin?
This was a complete wild card.
Complete wild card and a complete pleasure to watch so far. But Dracova, once again, going to be stuck in that sheep. Can you imagine $15 a month to just be stuck in sheep all day long?
Blizzard should refund your sub time at 15-minute increments every single time that you're CC'd.
I agree.
The game.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same as they used to give people free game time whenever the servers would be down. And then obviously Venruki is running away here. Dracova is trying to meet the distance here with obviously, oh wow, look at that. He just changing in the Blessing of Wisdom while Venruki is obviously making max range to regen as much mana as possible. Goes for the second grenade, immediately healing himself with Flash Away to maximize his amount of health. And then Venruki is still kiting away, but he is pretty close to the edge there. Venruki might have to go away from him a different way. He's going to take a pretty good amount of damage here. This could be kind of bad for Venruki.
It could be. And remember the wild card that we actually did see from Dracova when you talk about the wild card. That's going to be a very nice route that does come in. That Frost Nova going to slow him up. And then off of that, we're going to see Venruki take full advantage. But the big thing that we saw from Dracova is he does go for the reset. He has the potential to crit for over 500 damage. We saw a 552 hit come in last time from Dracova. The reason that we call them auto-attacking Andes is because of how much that can actually do.
Auto-attacks do good damage. And then Venruki is pretty low on mana here. Dracova is just trying to, he's trying to just make the distance here. I don't know how this is going to go. He doesn't want to use bubble. Venruki also doesn't want to use mana. He wants to try to force this bubble. That's why he was using that wand, but we'll see if that's going to be able to happen. He's only got 7% mana. Maybe enough. Oh, he doesn't think it's going to be enough. They're both going for a reset, and they're going to try things again. Obviously, Dracova probably pretty soon here, Venruki might go for the sheep, and there it is. And then Venruki is going to continue healing up, obviously, and he's got 15 seconds to do that.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, you can see Venruki navigating with his wand a little bit there. Definitely very proficient with that wand, but it's not going to be very important in this matchup because of the reset capabilities. I think if you did watch the last tournament, we saw a lot of wands getting crossed, right? You see the casters just shooting back and forth at each other, having a nice wizard volley. But when we have a mage in this particular scenario, you can throw out the sheep, you can get those novas, you can get away, you can get these drinks. Venruki going to know exactly how to use that. Entering out of the polymorph, it's going to be greeted by Frost, slowing down Dracova. Now a nice stun. This could close it out.
This might have to be a block here. A bubble, I mean. Oh my God. And he immediately gets the repent off. Dracova heals basically up to full, closes the gap on Venruki, goes for those auto attacks, uses Blessing of Freedom, and he's doing a lot of damage here. Venruki, he blinks away without even having to blink out of his stun. Dracova stuns him. Oh my God. Dracova stuns him with the block, and
if he can close again, if he can get a rep off again, but this is going to be a big evocate here.
Goes for an evocate.
And Dracova's actually going to decide to trade out with that evocate, and this is something we've seen from Dracova. He says, okay, you're going to go for a reset? Me too. I will find time to close. Venruki's, though, not going to be able to get health. Dracova's going to be able to close. This blink is absolutely massive here.
Blink just barely came up.
This is match point as well, right? Venruki can close this one out, but you see Dracova say, okay, I'm going to trade as well. I'm going to be able to eat a little bit more of your damage. Now, once again, a conjure going to be able to come off. It's going to be nice for Venruki a little bit later on. Dracova's still going to be sitting in that poly as Ven goes for that reset again, but Dracova played that very well, and he almost was able to take it down. You can see some follows coming in from Dracova as well. I do want to mention, if you want to be following Dracova on stream, we definitely do implore you to do so, because this guy has been playing out of his dome, even when he's sitting in the shape. He looks fantastic in Fleece, but we are going to see some nice frost bolts coming out as well. Is the stun going to connect?
Oh, and
resist!
The grenade was resisted. If that wasn't resisted, I think Venruki might have actually, and then he blocks to get out of the repent. He interrupts the, oh my God, and then he gets, oh man, he got hit by that grenade, and Dracova still gets the heal off. Venruki is just looking for that window, and so is Dracova. Between trading resets and then going for those windows, this could be basically anyone's game, and we're just waiting for somebody to make a mistake or somebody else to get lucky.
Dude, it's also
Dracova is going for he's going for it. He's almost out of mana. I'm pretty sure he's getting ready. He's getting ready to bubble.
This is the ballsiest thing that this is the ballsiest thing that he's done since rolling
there
Ret.
It is right there. There's the bubble. I knew it. he bubbled right at the end to bait Venruki into casting that spell. Drakova is running away. He's immediately using first aid, so he can obviously get more mana. Venruki is getting up to max range, getting his mana back up. Drakova notices that, and he immediately starts trying to reset too. So now Venruki has a window that he can obviously fight Drakova in where he cannot block. This is very, very much Venruki's game to lose at this point.
And I mean, it was pretty much Venruki's game to lose throughout the entire, before the duel even started, right? You can see how favored Mage is, and Drakova just keeps saying, hell no, I'm not going to lay down and just take it. And he's definitely put Venruki on the ropes before. And we see him finding these opportunities, and he keeps creating these potential opportunities to win. And that's what you have to do if you're going to win a duel. And here's another one. He's going to be able to potentially close that space, but the Nova's just going to be too strong. Venruki, once again, can get away for these resets. He can get out Polymorph. Now everybody in chat gets to take a nice little nap while Venruki gets to take his 4th of July drink all the way in Canada.
There it is. And I mean, honestly, he's doing this really, really well. Like, even I think that one thing that really, again, separates good players from great players is being able to adapt dynamically whenever things don't necessarily go exactly the way that you wanted them to go, right? So if you have a resist, if you have something happen that's not supposed to happen, if somebody, something weird happens, you have a big crit, you change what you're doing based off of that. And I think that's really something that we've seen Drakova do a lot, and also Venruki as well. Venruki, we're basically, what I'm expecting to see right now is Venruki to go all in at some point whenever he does get full mana. He's obviously trying just to make distance with Drakova and then go all in for a kill, because again, Drakova does not have bubble. He does not have lay on hands, and these duels have taken a while, but it hasn't been an hour, so he has pretty much no other outs.
Well, it's a tough situation when, you have a freedom. It's one of the best things. Like, if you've ever PvP'd in
Did you
vanilla,
see that? He just fire warded the grenade.
That's pretty bug.
That was big.
Yeah.
That was big.
When you do look though at PvP in Classic WoW, you think about things like Warsong Gulch. Metas were defined by paladins actually having that freedom, but when you don't have backup to actually close the space, you're just going to see Venruki time and time again use that blink and be able to keep himself nice and safe. But this is big for Drakova. He's going to be able to finally close that gap. There's the Nova. He's going to be able to freedom out of it. And if we don't see a big proc here from Venruki, we could just see Drakova close it. But once again, he is going to have another blink at his disposal. If this polymorph isn't resisted, Venruki is going to be safe.
Oh, that was close. This is, listen, man, I play a warrior. I know what this is like. Drakova, there's no way he's not mad right now. There's no way, man. This is what mages do, and it's what they are best at. They are best at resetting, waiting for that opportunity, and that is all Venruki is doing. He's going to go for the different casts. He had a resist there, obviously not good in his favor. Drakova goes for the grenade, hits the grenade, goes for the heal immediately. Venruki blinks out of the grenade. Drakova immediately starts going for the channel on the first aid. Oh, wow. Venruki gets a crit for 600. Oh my God. Drakova is very low, and Venruki gets him. Oh.
There it is. There it is. There it is right there. We're going to see Venruki manage to close it out, but Drakova has been absolutely fantastic to watch. You can actually drop a follow for him. You can see everybody resetting right now. Everybody on the beta teaming up together to make sure that we can reset the duel. Venruki going to be nice and happy there. He had plenty of time during that matchup, to throw out the polys, reset, remind everyone that they can subscribe absolutely free using Twitch Prime by linking their Amazon account to their Twitch account every single month. You can do it right here if you're watching on Asmon's channel as well. And we ultimately do see Venruki just know exactly what to do in that matchup, but Drakova being one of the most malleable players that you could possibly
that was incredible. Like, honestly, Venruki was by far the favored one. Let's go ahead, let's pull up the bracket here, and we'll show you guys basically where we're at. First one right here, Venruki and Drakova. Venruki, 2-0s Drakova. Not to say anything bad about Drakova. What an incredible showing by a rep paladin. He used everything at his disposal. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and honestly, that was incredibly impressive. Like, I am incredibly impressed right here. You just want to use that one then?
Well, this is the losers bracket.
Are we even doing loser bracket? I didn't even know if we were.
Are we still doing double limb? That's fine.
Yeah, we're doing double limb.
Yeah. Are we still doing? Okay. Yeah, we know that. Real quick, okay. I think we should go for a little bit of an interview with Mr. Venruki here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go down to the actual battlefield. We're in the Caverns of Time right now. We have one of the most lovely, luscious, hair-flowing interviewers in the entire world to talk to the absolutely jacked vegan of Venruki.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? I mean, this was a pretty impressive duel. You ran away from me. You wanna go ahead and run back here? I'm pretty immobile. There you are. Okay, so real quick, I mean, what did you think? What were you expecting when we first fought Drakova?
So Drakova is a paladin. I think I've dueled against him 3 or 4 times, and every time I dueled him, like I thought he was obviously a really impressive player. He knows exactly how the matchup needs to be played. I think a lot of mages would probably end up losing to him, but obviously you saw if you just kind of stall out the game and spam eat and drink till mana's in your favor, you can win. But I think he played it basically as well as you can.
Yeah, I would very much agree with that. Drakova is a very good player, and I mean, of course, we all know this, right? The level 40 meta is a little bit different, wouldn't you say, than at max level, you know, not having cleanse and whatnot. But I think he played that just about as well as you could have possibly played it, and of course, so did you, right? So congratulations, great job on the win, and congratulations on going to the next round.
Oh, thank you very much. I look forward to it.
I'm an attention seeker. Me too. Look at what I'm wearing. I identify as that gnome. Yeah, but you heard it from Vemruki himself. He knew what he needed to do in that matchup. He had so many tools to actually get away from what the Paladin could do, but we saw the threats. You know, we've heard Esfand talk about it. We saw
if Vemruki made a mistake, I think that we could have seen a different outcome.
That one crit very easily could
just
have
and that again, there, like as I said, like yeah, the fact that Vemruki, I mean, hey, he didn't ice block. That was over 10 years ago. He's improved since then. He's gotten a lot better.
He's won BlizzCons, man.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, this guy, he knows what to do. And even though Drakova got that really big crit, Vemruki was able to keep it and just keep the focus and make sure that he was able to just keep playing in the way that he should, right? And not panicking, not choking at those moments. I think that's really that's why he's a BlizzCon champion.
And also Vemruki did a very good job of kind of filling us in on what's going on in this tournament compared to the previous tournament. The first tournament that was run on the beta by Tips was a level 30 meta. Yep. Now in the level 40 meta, we are going to have different things that we need to think about. One more time, I do want to take a look at our bracket because we already mentioned that Vemruki's moving on, but we haven't talked about what that next matchup's going to be. So as you can see, it's going to be Lil Peo versus Zero.
Little Peo the Rogue versus Zeroed the Hunter. Now, this is a bit of a interesting matchup here. Now, I don't know, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's hear. Chat, what do you guys think? Hunter or Rogue is going to come out ahead? I personally think, we'll give him a second here. I personally think that all things considered, Hunter. The only thing here is that I think a lot of people obviously have seen Peo play a lot more than Zeroed. So they might know exactly what to expect. A lot of people are probably going to expect to see Peo come out ahead because they've seen him play. Zeroed is a newcomer in the same way that Drakova is. So could we see Zeroed do what Drakova didn't and come into the scene immediately and get a win over somebody who's already established? We could absolutely see that happen or not. And honestly, I think that's one of the most exciting things about this is we're seeing a match. I think Rogue versus Hunter is one of those things where generally, at least in my mind, right, is like a more of like not really a super hardcore player for like the classic meta, but generally as just a player, I think, you know, Hunter kind of counters Rogue in a lot of ways. And I'm really kind of curious to see how Peo is going to be able to adapt to that. And Peo, one thing you have to keep in mind with Peo is that he has been farming this beta. He has been playing this beta every single day. He wasn't spending any time on Nashtar or Mechagun or any of that other bullshit in 8.2. He's been on this beta farming constantly. So we are going to see the best, most twinked out Rogue that we can possibly imagine. And I'm really excited
let's
to see
take a look. Who are the retail Andes? You know,
we have a lot of people that are playing both, right? We have Vemruki playing both. I think Sony might have been playing a little bit of both. Sidu playing both. I believe Zico playing both. And the other guys.
Sidu actually plays the both at the same time.
Yeah, I know. I see him tabbing out in between arena queues. It's so funny.
But I really do feel like, you know, Jelly and Absterge as well. I know they were getting ready for the tournaments and things like that.
Right.
And also with the nature of how this tournament was announced, the amount of leeway that people had to actually get. Oh, leeway doesn't exist. I shouldn't have brought that up. The amount of time that players actually had to get prepared for this tournament. Some of the players might not be fully twinked out. And it is important to think about Peo, who's completely dedicated himself to the beta.
One thing to keep in mind, though, as somebody who actually knows Zeroed has also been spending a lot of time on this beta too. So here we go. These are the two competitors. You're looking at Zeroed right there, the Hunter, and Peo right directly in front of him. He is ready to go, and I am actually very jealous of Zeroed's hair. Okay.
Fantastic hair, but I also do want to bring up, so far, we have always seen the player with no sleeves able to win in this tournament.
That is 100% chance.
So definitely think about
we'll
that
keep
when
that
we
in
actually
mind.
do watch Lil Peo.
Sure.
We'll put the bracket down there. And keep in mind, guys, we are going to be doing double elim.
Yep.
Once we do go to the loser side of the bracket, if you do lose and drop down, it is going to be a best of one. So you only have one duel
One
left.
shot, 8 Mile. That's all there is to it. But right now,
Back
it's going to
against
be
the wall.
best of 3.
Yeah, we're best of 3 as we do move forward the entirety of this winner side of the bracket for these first matchups. But Drakova, who looked fantastic against Fenrique, even though he was the one to fall, he still does have one more shot in that loser's
He
bracket
has his
to go on a
chance of
run.
redemption,
Yes, he does.
like a true paladin. And I'm actually really excited to see what he's going to be able to do down in that loser's bracket, because I genuinely want to see. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see Drakova play more.
Yeah,
I want to see everything that he has to offer. I'm really excited. Like, after seeing that, even though he lost, he is probably right now the main player that I want to see more of.
I agree, but when you are down that loser's bracket, sometimes you are going to have your knees weak, your palms sweaty. You only have that one shot, and you really don't want to.
Sometimes you just mom spaghetti, and you just mess up. That's all the way it goes.
Yeah,
Okay,
sometimes
and
you
here
get
we
it,
go.
sometimes you get got. All right, we're
Getting
gonna see the
ready.
big beefy
Alrighty,
Torn. What is
boys.
Sony Digital getting ready? His duel, not yet. We're going to be paying attention to the lads of Peo and Zeroed. Already Zeroed is going to be coming in a similar position to Drakova, a player that we don't know quite as much about. You can see it a lot in the chat. They maybe haven't gotten to see Zero played, but we've already talked about the fact that Hunters may just be one of the favored classes in our dueling tournament thus far.
Okay.
I actually am really curious to see what Hunters are going to be able to do. I think that we've seen a lot of different types of mages in combat, but I really want to see what Hunters are able to do. I'm super excited about that. So hopefully, maybe that's going to happen. And you're right. Actually, could we, Rich, you're a little bit closer to the computer. Would you be able to update our prize pool on the title to $3,000 as courtesy by, again, the leader of the Hammer
Dude,
Squad, our boy Tally?
Esfand already got it, dude. He's a
Wait,
literal
I
god.
forgot.
He's a
Of course,
literal
there it is.
god. And also, once again, I do want to give a big shout out to Tally.
Absolutely.
I actually got to play with Tally for like the first time on the beta. It's
Yeah.
like that's one of the things that's been really cool when you talk about community in general. Not only are we able to do these tournaments, but we've already seen in the beta just what it's actually like to just all get to play together.
It's so fun.
And
And that's one of the
yeah.
things that I'm really curious to see what's going to happen whenever actually Classic comes out. Will all of the content creators all play on the same server to simulate what happened on beta? Or is it going to be everybody kind of doing their own thing? And it's going to be really exciting because obviously we are going to have those collaborations. And I think those are going to be one of the main things that I think with the beta itself made it so much more exciting and fun, is seeing all the different personalities and people playing together that you never would have had the opportunity to see before.
I think Peo had to pee too. So little Peo's taking a little pee right now, and then we're going to get the duel started when he does actually sit down. And if you guys do want to be checking in throughout the entirety of the tournament, one more quick reminder that I do want to bring up is the fact that you guys can actually slide into these players' DMs, essentially. You can slide into their chat, and you can get direct interaction with them and actually get to watch their POVs. Every single player in this tournament is going to be streaming. You can see Peo right now.
He says, "Can I go?
Can I go?"
Yeah,
and
looks like he's about to go.
I think he already
Alrighty,
went
boys.
to the
No,
bathroom.
I think he's trying to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he's trying to go to the bathroom. Peo, I saw the Gatorade bottle already, brother.
Yeah, haven't you watched Mitch Jones?
He's probably agreeing with you right now. As you can see too, dude, Peo's super
Oh,
close
he's
to
back, he's
2,000
back.
subs.
Never mind, he's back, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He
Okay,
already
okay.
peed.
Okay,
That's
so,
big plays. Big plays.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're going to see Peo start off this duel right
Okay,
now. A lot of
boys.
you guys favoring him. Oh yeah, French Canadian here. A lot of confusion can be coming out.
Yeah,
So
there's a
they're
big language
already-
barrier here right now. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyway, 20 yards away, Peo, you can go ahead and start in stealth. So what we've said, guys, again, for this tournament, this is our first tournament, right? And there's a lot of rules and stuff. It's a level 40 tournament, whatever. One thing that we said is that the hunter can't use track hidden, but he can use flare. So this is, everything's experimental a little bit. Anyway, Peo can go ahead and stealth.
Here, I'll tell him that he's ready to go since you don't speak the language. Je t'aime, Peo. Où le voulez chez où ve quoi? Je sois.
What's that?
I told him he can start the duel.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
No
Yeah, you can
means-
see he's stealth right after I said that.
What the? Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll teach you some things after this
thanks.
tournament. I know a lot of
3.
things. Except
All right.
how to get the hair back.
2.
Yeah, trust me, I
One.
wish I did. All right, here we go. So obviously, duel is starting. Zeroed is trying to find Peo, and Peo is just trying to find that opening to open up on Zeroed and actually get that attack. Zeroed drops a flare, and then immediately right after that is going to go ahead and use his Night Elf Racial to Shadow Meld. And now Peo is just kind of curious, doesn't really know exactly what's going on.
So
here.
basically, what he's doing is he's staying in stealth so he can enjoy his subtrain. It's a
Yeah.
classic move that you see by Chads.
Oh,
but
no! And then Zero moves him in, immediately gets Peo out, and then immediately Peo interrupts him with a gouge, and then Zero stays on Peo right here. Peo is doing a lot of damage to Zero. Zero already at half health. Peo is, oh my god, stunned. Wait, how did he full heal?
you could actually see as well there from Peo. He was saying, wow, what a good player that Zero is.
Yeah.
He was saying it very loud. He was very hyped up about what a good player that he is. A big opener comes out from Peo, even though we see Zero with
the
a
iron
fantastic
grenade, and
open.
Peo finishes out the duel. You just can't stop. I mean, like, that was fucking insane. He just popped up. He didn't even get the stealth. He didn't even get the opener, and he still won him. He still needed him.
And I actually do want to bring that up.
Look at that damage. Look at that rogue damage, man. It's insane. World of Roguecraft is real.
I didn't think that it was going to be World of Roguecraft by 40. Right, that was one of the
It
things
is
that
with
wasn't
Peo.
shown.
He's been farming the beta every single day.
He's
got
basically
Icy Chill enchant.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got the Gut Ripper. He's a god. The French-Canadian rogue god, little Peo, coming out, even though he didn't get the first stealth, still winning the duel handily by a very large margin. Obviously, Zeroed is probably going to use what he learned from that duel to maybe try and do a little bit better, maybe make a little bit more distance this time. And that's what I'm really curious to see what's going to happen, how Zeroed is going to try to close that distance and do a little bit better this time.
Peo pooped in his mouth there. Like,
Yeah,
to be
sometimes
completely
you get it,
honest.
and sometimes you get God.
But the thing is, too, as well, when somebody does take a giant dump in your mouth like that, it's hard to clear out the taste before the next game.
That's right.
It's very
And
easy
these
to
are,
tell
these are
other people
shotgun.
about it.
Like, we're
Exactly.
not giving people time for cooldowns or anything like that. So if you use something in the first round, it might not be up for the second. So again, guys, we're probably going to be getting right in here for the second round, and hopefully it's going to go a little bit different.
And I
But,
want to
we'll
bring
see
up
what
one
happens.
thing that's different about our tournament than what we saw in Tip's tournament.
Yeah.
In Tip's tournament, there was basically a rule that said that stealth classes would get the opener guaranteed.
Right.
That stealth classes were allowed to have the
And
opener.
this was a conversation that Rich Esfond and I had, and we decided that in order to simulate more of a realistic experience, sometimes you get the opener and sometimes you don't. And especially whenever you're encountering, because you have a lot of things in Classic WoW that increase your stealth. And then you have things that increase your stealth detection, like perception, for example, as a human racial. So obviously, if you allow people to just have the first opener in stealth, that does kind of negate some of the more finer points of the way that stealth works. But obviously, whenever we are having hypothetically two different stealth classes go up against each other, they will trade openers just for the sake of time and just common sense.
And also, I
But
do want
the
to
third will be, if it's a tiebreaker, the third will be free for all.
Exactly. And I do want to touch on one thing. We can see all of you guys in the chat talking about whether or not he got healed. We will report on all of that when we know 100% for sure, right?
Yes.
Luckily, we have like an incredible team right now. And also because
I'm not sure how he got healed.
it seemed like it was from an external source.
I don't think you can heal people during duel.
I mean, regardless, he still lost the duel. Like, who the hell cares,
lost.
Spurgs? Like, it doesn't matter.
Hey,
yeah.
don't call them
Yeah.
that. We have a bunch of cuties in the chat.
I'm talking about you two. Like,
I'm
let's
sorry.
Did you just call me
duel.
Spurg?
Relax. Unbelievable.
Well, here's
I
the
challenge
thing,
you
right?
to a duel right now, Esfon.
I have a good
Look,
feeling.
I'm at work.
I have a good feeling that if he didn't get healed, he probably still would have lost. So let's not worry about it too much, gentlemen. We're
All right,
obviously
guys.
back in game, setting up for the second match. And Let's
Okay.
get this done.
3, 2, L underscore.
Peo goes into stealth.
3, 2, 1, go comes out from Esfon. That was the amount of time that it took Peo to win the last duel. Will we see him get another opener this strong again? We're going to see instantly Zero trying to go for that big trap play.
Oh no, Zeroed immediately is able to get Peo out of stealth. Zeroed traps him and gets at max range. He starts dropping all the damage. Peo needs to meet the distance, and I don't know if this is even going to happen. Peo goes for the invis. Zeroed goes for the flare, and he gets Peo out with the flare. What a play. Peo closes the gap with obviously the
What is Peo's
Netto
damage?
Attic, and he's just dropping damage here. Oh my god, and we had a little bit of interference, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and we'll do another match after that.
Peo, make your bed. Hey,
Yep.
we actually get to see just how little Peo is, but we're just
Sometimes
trading.
here's the thing with rogues is whenever there's one of them, there's usually two. Trust me, dude. Trust me. Like, it's one of the worst things. You think that you're getting in a 1v1 with a rogue, you never 1v1 a rogue. You at least 1v2 and sometimes 1v4 a rogue with a druid maybe also in stealth at the same time.
Ooga.
Ooga.
Yeah. Can
Now,
we,
what we actually just saw. Oh, Esfun, yes?
Yeah, we just need to get a res on Peo and we'll redo the match.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna do it again. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like to be honest here, I mean, I believe that like so if we had that match carry itself out naturally, Peo basically had everything go wrong there. Let's talk about what happened. Obviously, so Peo did not get the first opener. Peo got trapped. Peo had, I believe, his stun resisted with a grenade. I'm not entirely sure about that. But then on top of that, Peo was also able to get knocked out of his vanish by the flare that Zeroed put there preemptively, expecting Peo to run through it.
Mhm.
So Peo did basically everything wrong there, and I still believe that we probably would have seen him come out ahead.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where I think that we're going to see insane damage from Peo. I'm already just blown away by the amount of raw damage that he's been able to output. And I think he's going to be a huge threat moving forward in this tournament. Well, like we already saw a Paladin play so well against Venruki, and those big crits that came in, that 500 plus damage area. But his damage never looked like the explosive capability that we saw from Peo. And also, you're seeing somebody with a higher armor proficiency as well that's being torn into. So what's Peo going to be able to do as he
He's
moves
gonna be
forward
able
in
to do
this
whatever he
tournament?
wants, honestly. Like I think at this point, I mean, after seeing all the amount of things that Peo was able to do at that round, I mean, well, let's again,
Wait,
guys.
chat's bringing up an idea that I actually don't fully understand, and I
What,
think
bald?
you might know something about this. What does MALD mean? MALD. I actually don't know what it means. Sometimes chat, they're just a few light years ahead of us. I learned a lot from chat, and especially your chat. You got a 200 IQ chat here. So Asmon, I feel like you might know for no particular reason what MALD means. Could you explain to anybody who's just coming in for the first time? Welcome to the stream. What is MALD?
So you understand mad?
Yes.
You understand ball?
Uh-huh.
Mauled.
Oh, so like if you got mad, you'd be mauled. Okay, I understand. Thank you so much, chat, for teaching us a whole bunch here. And we're not only learning from the chat right now, we're also learning from our first round of play here in the tournament, because we have players in matchups that we're seeing for the first time in a dueling tournament environment at level 40. And Peo has shown us the explosive potential from rogues. We've already seen now from Zeroed as well some of the potential to basically get in the middle of the opener of a stealth class. I think I expect now for hunters to still be really strong against a lot of the caster classes.
Absolutely.
But I feel like they're going to actually get chewed up. What do you think about the warrior matchup?
So imagine, all right, that's like a hypothetical. Like if there is a warrior versus a fill in the blank, I think the fill in the blank is going to win.
Dude, we need to go. Sorry, like there's we got a little bit of I mean, this is just taking too long, right? If we have to do this every time.
Whenever you're ready, man.
Yeah, we're good to go. Peo is
Yeah, can we get some hearts in the chat for Peo? Obviously, it always sucks whenever you have interference like that happen, but the truth is that, he's just doing an amazing job, and I'm really, really impressed, honestly, with how he was able to recover from, all of those things going wrong in that second duel. Basically, this is like a rogue's worst nightmare, and he still came out ahead. I'm very impressed by that. Absolutely.
And as they say in French, sometimes you just need to be super chouette, and Peo's definitely doing that.
It's like sweating because he has a tank top.
Not quite.
Okay.
It's
But this could actually prove the rule. the tank top rule.
I think the tank top prophecy
you-
may come true. But yeah, super chouette is French for like PogChamp.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
all right.
So when Peyo's playing, instead of saying PogChamp, say super chouette champ.
I'm honest. I want to see more games with Peyo because I really want to see. I mean, he's taken his character to the absolute maximum potential, and I want to see what that potential really is at level 40. I mean, the damage that he was able to do zeroed, even with interference, was absolutely fucking insane.
Dude, he's pumping it up.
It's ridiculous. Like how and at this point, right, seeing Peyo do so much damage in such a quick period of time. I mean, could we see an actual, I don't know, a shakeup at the end of the game? Like, I mean, at the end of the tournament, this is crazy.
Yeah, it really is just a fantastic scenario to be in, and I think that one of the main things that we're making sure is just that we have maximum control over this next one to make sure.
Yeah, we're just doing our best. Obviously, you know, with the cross-realm tournament, there are certain complications that occur, and we're trying to start as soon as we can. We're doing our best, and I mean that's really all we can do. And so hopefully it's going to happen very quickly. S-Fond, again, can we also get a lot of hearts in the chat for our executive producer, S-Fond TV? Please give him a follow. He has done more work than any of us to make this tournament a reality, and the amount of effort that he's put into this is absolutely incredible. So
yeah, you know,
shout out to S-Fond.
I've heard of Vanilla Brain in the past,
Yeah.
but actually seeing how massive the frontal lobes of S-Fond are, like getting this ready. I've been staying here for a couple days now, and just seeing how he set up all of this stuff. I really like. S-Fond is fantastic, and we can't thank him enough. And we're excited to get to do more and more with him. He has a very what's the opposite of smooth?
Rough.
He has a very rough brain.
Yeah.
Just so much surface area on that brain, so many thoughts, and he was able to really set up all of those things, actually get himself in Azeroth to be able to do these interviews, and can't thank you enough, S-Fond. And definitely, if you want to support his stream, you can definitely follow him on SFan TV, but also if you want to help him find the woman of his dreams, follow him on Instagram. That goes for all of us here.
Very true.
You following us on Instagram. I know Asmon's already good, but me and S-Fond could definitely use our queen. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, it definitely does help. The ladies really do like that number.
So guys, again, we're looking like we're getting into position for the redo of the second duel, and we'll see what happens. Again, I mean, after the first duel, I really think this is Peyo's. This is his match to lose. Let's be honest. And as soon as we can get into here, I'm pretty sure that as long as Peyo can get the opener on zeroed, I'm really curious to see how that's actually going to happen. I mean, is Peyo really just going to delete zeroed if he gets the opener? I'm really curious about that too.
I also do want to draw a little bit of attention here as this is getting started.
Yeah.
You can see in S-Fond's bags right now, he's got plenty of FAP, and you're not allowed to FAP during this tournament. No FAPs allowed at all. S-Fond, you're not allowed to FAP either when you're getting this stuff ready. We're going to have to reserve FAPing for after the tournament. You can see those free action potions right now in his bag. Yeah, there they are. None of that. Cut it out. No fapping.
No fapping today, boys. But hopefully we're going to get into this match as soon as possible, and we'll see how this is going to go. I mean, I'm actually really curious to see, again, like the fact that a rogue is able to just do that much damage right at the beginning is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I never expected to see that one way or another. And, I mean, let's see. Do we have any other rogues in the tournament here? I'm just thinking about it here. Let's see. Use that hot form. I think this might actually be the only rogue. Yeah, this is actually the only rogue in here.
And he could go on an absolute tear. Keep in mind, when we actually, if Peyo does take this, he plays against Fenruki.
Oh,
which would be a crazy matchup to actually have in second round.
Hey,
wow.
We're ready to start, by the way.
Okay. Well,
yeah, you can start. Yeah, you can start as quick as you want.
I was waiting for you guys. Okay, 3.
Yeah, so S-Fond was actually waiting.
For us?
Yeah, S-Fond was waiting for.
I'm so sorry.
He was waiting for.
Okay.
He's waiting for Asmon because Asmon loves talking. So guys,
I do.
If you spam 3s, we can get this started. Just 3s in chat. We're ready to go.
2,
3,
1.
Here we go. We're going to actually see who's going to be able to take the opener this time as we get the duel underway. Already we saw that Peo could have these explosive starts to the game. We're going to see the Hunter waking up there. Zero going to be laying down that flare, trying to prevent the opener. And this is something he's done so fantastically well. We haven't seen Peo actually get those ideas.
Peo goes right in there with the grenade, and he immediately opens up on Zero. He's dropping the bombs on him, getting those crits. Zero is down to half health. This is going in. Oh my God, Zero's trying to make range. He's trying to make some distance. Let's see if Zero's going to be able to get over to him. Let's see if that's going to happen. I'm not really sure if it will or not. Let's see. Okay.
We had a little bit of interference coming in there from external forces. One of the things that we are going to have to deal with a cross-faction tournament, we're going to have to employ.
Sometimes we have some bad boys, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, we got some bad boys.
Can we just do this one right over again? That way it won't take them that long to get back to their body.
And also the other thing that we can do as well is start to use some of our warlocks. We knew that there was some potential for this.
Guys, don't worry about this. We can drag this out.
And also, I actually have this one friend, and he's actually working on a little bit of a project. It's a list of names, and we're watching. And I'm gonna call Soda Poppin' on you. Enjoy Classic, dude. Yeah, enjoy Classic. Enjoy Classic. That was real funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed those few minutes of having fun, because I'm gonna call Soda Poppin' literally right now. Literally right now.
You did this to yourself.
Enjoy the blacklist, brother.
Yeah, so
That's right.
so if here's the thing, like, you guys know who they are, Horde, like, just kill them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody that interferes, just immediately kill on sight. Kill anybody that reses them or anything like that. Very, very simple.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go again, guys.
Oh, okay, great. We're gonna get right back into it. Thank God. Okay, let's make this happen.
Hey guys, if you ever fall off the horse, you get right back on. Never stop,
right.
Always going.
Big dick.
I was going to say super sweat because we have a French-Canadian competing.
And speaking of that, what an explosive, literally, opener by Peo. Immediately jumps in there and drops the bomb on Zero. Literally opens up with the crits, takes Zero down to half health.
All right, let's see if he's able to get another big opener again. We're getting this one ready as quickly as possible.
Okay, here we go. Esfand is doing the countdown. Let's make this happen. Peo is in stealth. Zero drops down the flare. Peo is deciding what he's going to do. Let's see what's going to happen here.
All right, already in stealth. Pulling out some spells from his spellbook there. Complete confidence. He knows that he should be on top of the
He goes in for the iron grenade. He drops it right there. And then Zero was spamming. Oh my God. Spamming Scattershot.
Good
traded
spell
with the explosion. And then he, oh my God. Was that a parry or a dodge or some sort of an evade on that gouge? And then obviously trap. Zero, yeah, beautiful fucking trap. And then Peo is obviously making distance there.
And now we're going to see that Netomatic come out as well. It's going to buy a little bit more time. Peo's going to be able to drop combat there. And we do have a Night Elf on our hands as well. So that is something to keep in mind for Zero. It will buy him a little bit of time, and Zero's going to be able to create that space, create that damage. Will he be able to kite Peo all the way to the Shadow Realm?
Oh, I think this is going to be a kite. I mean, this is not good for Peo at all. Zero is going to be able to make max range on him, and unless Peo is able to do something here, it looks like it is going to be over for Peo, and that is 1-to-1 tying it up. Peo is obviously not in a good spot right now. A huge disappointment. That's sometimes just, guys, that's sometimes just the way it goes. And honestly, I think Zero played that really, really well. And I think that's a very good example, as you guys saw right there, of spell batching. Zero getting that scatter shot off at the exact same time that Peo used that grenade was something. And then also on top of that, Peo not getting that gouge off, I believe, and Zero being able to get that trap, not good at all.
We could also see that Zero just basically had that plan. And he said, I'm going to stand in my flare. Peo's opened every single time with that grenade, trying to get that stun. So what does he do? What was going to happen. He just goes right in for that scatter shot.
And that's obviously something like, and I do want to say this, guys. Obviously, Zero knew that because Peo did that on the second match that was interfered with. If the second match was not interfered with, Zero would not have known that, and the second match might have gone differently.
Yeah.
This is just the facts and the realities of doing a tournament like this on a PvP server.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can do about this. We're doing our absolute best to make this as fair and I don't know, like ethical as possible.
It's one of those
But
things
we're doing
where
our absolute
we
best.
wanted to try to push it and have the cross faction tournament at all means possible, and we're definitely very excited to have players from both Alliance and Horde. As the tournament does progress, though, we can enable different zones. We're also going to have situations where we're going to have Horde versus
Hey.
Horde and Alliance versus Alliance, so we can do a bunch of different things moving forward.
Yes.
And now we're hearing from Esfon right now.
So here's the issue with that last duel. I believe it was another hunter who flared Peo while he was in stealth off the reinitiation whenever Zero was kiting him away.
Okay, we'll just have the other hunters and everybody be a little bit farther away in flare range, and that way we can see it. And then everybody else just keep track of where the hunters are. If we see somebody do the flare, immediately kill them. Did that actually happen?
That's
Esfon, you're sure about that?
That's what I thought happened, and I got confirmation on it.
Okay, well, we'll wait for confirmation on that. And if there was interference in that way, very, very obviously,
Mhm.
we are going to restart the duel, and that one
Yep.
will not count because of interference.
Yep. And I think that one of the things is too, with everybody who is in this tournament, like these are top caliber guys. We know that they're going to be completely open with us and let us know what did happen.
And it's also, I mean, it's all being recorded. It's not like, oh, wow, he's going to lie about it. And then 1,000 people aren't going to be able to just immediately check the VOD.
So
I mean, it's not-
the only thing.
What's up, Esfon?
So is Peo ready? I'm trying to see if Peo's good to go.
It seems like he's ready.
So
He looks ready to
we're
me.
good to start.
Okay, let's do this.
Peo ready to go here. Already with one win in his back pocket. Going to try to close this one out here. He's been one of the guys throughout the entire beta who not only has been entertaining to watch, but has also brought a fantastic level of skill. We're going to see Zeroed once again try to get himself in the position to be in that flare, take full advantage of being a night elf, and try to prevent the absolute onslaught that Peo can do with a successful opener. Peo most likely going to go for the grenade again.
He's expecting to see Zeroed right on top, but then Zeroed immediately counters his grenade with a scatter shot, leading that up into a trap, and Zeroed goes ahead and gets at max range now. What's going to happen? Zeroed already at probably 36 to 40 yard range, charging up an aim shot. Peo is moving towards him. He hits him, and then let's see how this is going to go. Oh, Peo hits him with a blind. Okay.
This could be the restart that he needs. Now, one of the big things is when you do look at the potential for the scatter shot, it's such a huge play by the Hunter.
Right there. There's a
reset?
trap right there. And then immediately Zeroed hits Peo with a bomb to hopefully make the gap here. Let's see if that's going to happen or not. Peo should... Oh, there's a trap again. So Zeroed is going to be able to reset. And I don't think Peo has used... he hasn't used Vanish, so I'm pretty sure he might actually...
He has a lot of tools at his disposal.
And Zeroed goes for another Shadow Meld. That makes it very interesting. Peo immediately tries to go after him. Zeroed hits him with a concussive shot, starts kiting him. I don't know how this is going to go. Peo is getting right over to him. If Peo makes it over to Zeroed, this match is completely over.
And you can see Peo is going to be
one thing to watch
behind
for
in
is
the health
dual range.
department.
He's running out of dual range right now.
He's
Okay,
trying to
let's
kite as
see
far
what's
as
gonna
possible.
happen.
Peo going to be able to close that space. Will we see that explosive damage that's come out from him before?
Let's see.
Zeroed's still going to be relatively
Oh,
healthy.
and then there's a stun, and then Peo is going to be able to close it out, and then he does right there. Oh my God, there's a trap. Zeroed, he feigned death the last hit. Zeroed is going to make distance again. Peo gets out of the trap right there. He goes to maybe kill. He gouges the pet, so then Zeroed has to actually attack him right there. He throws another grenade at Peo. The grenade hits Peo. Peo is at very, very low health. Zero is at also lower health. Let's see what's going to
If
happen.
Peo
here.
connects to Zeroed, he wins,
This
right?
is it. This is really, really right down to the wire here. And then, oh my God, that is almost 400.
The pet's
crit.
gonna get
He
the work
kills
done.
the pet. He's at 36 health. What's going to happen
He's
here?
shooting.
And then Zeroed finishes him off. That was right down to it.
So you can actually see Peo there. He tries to heal himself up for
Wow.
a second, and he decides that he's just going to trade shots with the Hunter. And there's an idea that basically comes up. You got to play to win, not play to not lose. Very easily, Peo could have tried to run away there, but he only had 36 health. Eventually, a Hunter's going to be able
He's
to get
gonna
that shot in.
He's going to auto him.
So what he decides to do is he goes for a low percentage play with trying to trade those blows,
He
but
basically-
it's the
he-
highest percentage play.
Well, he throws this at him, right?
Yeah.
He's like, here you go.
If it hits him in the eye, you might get that win.
Well, that's actually kind of what happened. It just fell off the table and did nothing. So, unfortunately, that play doesn't always work. Trust me, I've used that a lot against mages in desperation, and the outcome is very similar.
Yeah, and I do think that it's also one of those ideas where we saw moving so far out of duel range. This is one of the reasons that we actually did pick Caverns of Time to start off a lot of these duels, because it is very realistic to a lot of those PvP situations. It's very curvy, you know. And we see a lot of those classes definitely like in those curves, tucking into little corners, starting to play away, and we see the Hunter go pretty much to the limits of that dueling zone, and Peo needs to actually run there. And once again, these traps have just been so huge coming out from Zero.
I am just absolutely amazed. Like the fact that he was able to trade that scatter shot and everything was something that I was very, very impressed with. Usually that does not happen in that way. And I think that that is kind of an outcome of spell batching. Is that something that things usually go with? And yeah, I think the chat might have died. I'm not really 100% sure. Something looks like it's on Twitch.
I think Twitch is a little messed up right now, but we should be ready to go here.
Oh great, they're following suit.
Okay, I can pull up chat on my phone.
No, the Twitch is broken.
Hey, there is so with the issue of dual range, right? I think when dual range hits, and if people are running out of range too far, then we need to call it, because it's otherwise you could theoretically just like kite someone for like a million years. So we do, like, it's at our discretion, like if we want to call something. So all this stuff is stated in the rules, so people should know.
Yep.
We're going to be very good boys.
All
We're going to make sure that we do follow
going
those
into
rules.
this third round. This is the tiebreaker. Peo won the first one, Zeroed won the second, and now we're getting right in here into the third.
All tied up. Let's see who is able to take this. Whoever does actually take this goes up against Fenruki. Whoever does lose going to drop down to our losers bracket to play in a best of one to keep their tournament dreams alive. You can already see too some of the other players getting ready. Healing Stack going to be one of them. He's going to be representing Priest. But when we look at these two players, there aren't many Hunters and there aren't many Rogues in this tournament. So if you are fans of either of these classes, these are kind of the guys that you have to look to.
This guy is, I mean, this is the champion of all Rogues right here. It's Peo and Zeroed. I think we have another Hunter or two in the dueling tournament.
Hot Form is a Rogue as well.
Hot Form's going to be playing as Rogue.
Okay, great. Obviously, you know, Zeroed is doing this for a little bit of motivation, making sure that he's completely
he streams
ready
like
to
you
go.
stream.
Yeah, basically, exactly, yeah. True, by the way.
Yeah,
there you go.
We need to go. Zeroed is like, come on, dude. Zeroed needs to... Does he have the stream open? He needs to at least get in position.
Let's go, boys.
Zeroed, stop watching YouTube videos. Who do you think you are? Stay safe.
Yeah, what is this? Let's
Bonge
go.
champ, dude.
Let's go.
What is this? You watching an Anixia montage? What is going on
just,
here?
You know, a quick little bit of variety in there. Let's keep things exciting.
Variety streamer.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to take a look here. He is tabbed back into World of Warcraft. He is in position. And also, guys, if we do get in a situation where people are milking the clock just a little bit too long, we will enforce the rules and actually call it a forfeit if we do see that it's happening for malicious intent or anything like that.
We're ready. We're prepared for your shenanigans.
Okay.
All right. That's fun. It's on you.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. So obviously, again, Zeroed going for the tried and true strategy of dropping a flare and then immediately going into Shadow Meld. And now Peo is just sitting here waiting. He's deciding if he's going to go ahead and drop a grenade or not. Peo goes in with the grenade, and he actually hits Zeroed with the grenade this time. And then Zeroed immediately goes in there. He does a scatter shot into a feign death, into a trap, and then Zeroed goes right back out into range, doing the same thing that he did before. And so here we go. Zeroed is getting ready, charging up his aim shot, getting ready to kite Peo as much as possible. Peo has sprint. He's trying to close the distance. And let's see, what is this here? Looks like we had somebody else interfere. And let's see how this is going to go. All right, Peo, try to close the distance. Let's see how this is going to go.
And ultimately, Peo is going to be torn to shreds. The Peck going to be able to do so much damage. Peo a little bit tilted, and we can see why, right?
I can see why. Let's res Peo. Let's just get right back into this. Do it again. Whoever that guy was that was interfering, just make sure that we keep killing him immediately. Keep his name in mind, and make sure that you guys are sharing that, and kill him as soon as he respawns, and just infinitely after that. we're going to try to get this third round down. Now, obviously, we were able to do 2 of them already, and the third one is going to be no problem as well. It's just going to take us a little bit more time. And again, guys, I do really apologize for these delays, but this is, of course, the unpleasant side effect of playing on a PvP server is these things can happen. So I think also one thing that I do want to keep in mind here, and one thing that I do want to give a huge shout out to, is everybody who's been able to participate and spectate this tournament and be completely unintrusive and actually just be able to enjoy this thing that we're all doing together. So thank you to everybody who's been a part of this. It's been absolutely amazing.
And also, like, we're learning some of the best ways to actually protect against some of this stuff, because we want to do it in the future, and we're going to make sure that that happens, and we expect over time to figure out better ways to deal with the trolls and make sure that they can't interfere. And already we've seen great games coming out from Peo and Zeroed, and I'm really excited.
Can you kick that clown out of the guild, Esfond?
I don't think they're in the guild.
Good.
Okay, we should be ready to go.
Okay, let's get it done.
I think we broke Twitch chat as well.
Good.
Yeah, I think we broke Twitch chat.
That means that we're doing a good thing.
Yeah, we're doing it live.
So yeah, obviously, I guess people aren't able to spam lol w true, but
right now, if I was in the chat, I'd be spamming yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, so obviously Zero drops the what do you call? Okay, here we go. Zero drops the flare, and let's see. He's going to go obviously right into stealth, and then we're waiting on Peo to do the opener. Let's see how this is going to go. Peo is sitting there. He's waiting there. We don't know what's going to happen. He's deciding what's going to happen. He's sitting there biding his time. I don't know what this is going to be, boys. I think he might be thinking about doing a chicken. Let's see. So there we go. He goes in there.
Oh, he doesn't get the scatter shot!
Chicken, and then he gets the scatter shot out there immediately. Peo has the chicken out there. He's opening up on him. Are we gonna get the trap off or not? Let's see. Oh, Zero does get the trap, and Peo again. Peo already has Zero down to like what, 60% health or something like that. That's obviously not very good. So here we go. Peo's obviously trying to do a little bit of damage to the pet as he's working his way over towards Zero, and oh wow, Peo's going for the long strat. So he's actually going to kill the pet. He's killing the pet. Peo's not even half health. The pet is already dead. Now Zero is in a very, very awkward position, and Peo goes for the full heal. This could be really bad. This really all depends right now if Peo can stay in combat or not. Peo is obviously going in the opposite direction, so he can leave combat, so Zero can't make distance to him. But the small little, like, whatever the bird thing here is keeping him in combat. And he's not able to go into stealth here or not. And then let's see what's going to happen here. He goes for, I think, the distract. And then Zero is eating up right here. And then Peo just needs to get right over to him. But Zero did an amazing job taking advantage of that heal.
I think the big thing to note, though, is Peo should be able to get another opener here. I actually think he is going to be able to. I think that he might be able to.
He's already going. He's dashing over to him right now. And then Zero is probably going to go for the trap right there. He goes for the trap and a second reset. This is not good for Peo because Peo just used his stealth to get over there. And Zero is using his trap time here to heal up and reset. Now, obviously, Peo is going the opposite direction. He's going to stealth, try to get back into stealth to reset the fight. If Peo gets the reset, it's over. But obviously, he wasn't able to. Zero tries to move in a little bit more, and then Peo is just running away right now. And he's getting pretty low health. This is not looking good for Peo at all. Zero is at full health, and I think Peo is, let's see, 23 health, 42 damage.
Yeah, and it looks like Twitch is back working, at least on our end right now, so you guys can spam in the chat one more time. But I think one of the big things that does happen there is constant traps. Even without having that pet for additional harassment, for additional poke, once you see traps come out like that, Peo's not going to be able to reconnect. He's not going to be able to have those strong openers. And we can also see the power of spell batching. This is like one of the big things when we were actually talking about what was going to happen with Classic, whether or not we were going to see functionality like that being in the game. And we saw so many different people fighting for it. You can see the power of that with these scatter shots a lot of the time in multiple of these duels.
Oh yeah, spell batching is obviously a huge factor here. And again, I think Peo really did an amazing job. Like, let's keep in mind that despite all of the interference, it obviously is tilting. Like, anybody to say that that's not going to piss you off, like if you're sitting there in front of thousands of people and you've got some dick sucker that tries to attack you during the match, of course that's going to make you mad. And Peo did play through that. He did an amazing job. He kept his cool the entire way through. Obviously, Hunter versus Rogue is an extremely difficult matchup for him, absolutely favored towards Zeroed. So I don't want to hear any negativity about Zeroed at all. He did an amazing job. And honestly, it's something that we could have pretty much expected to happen.